Lost in the script.
Literally, how you still saying that?
Episode 54, Onus.
Yeah, we all heard you almost slip up and say that.
I ain't do shit.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, how y'all doing? Hope you had a good week.
It's beautiful today. A little hot.
Little.
Yeah, it's hot today.
See now I'm getting acclimated to the weather up here, and I don't like it.
But you know what? It's almost May, and it's like the first day where I'm like, it's
been rainy and cold, but yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be a hot summer this year.
All right, we're not gonna start talking about the damn weather. So
why not? Shit.
I don't want to talk about the weather.
I don't give a damn. But
we're gonna talk about some stuff. Got Wade and his family. What's her name? Charlie
Theron. She was in Snow White. She was the stepmother in the movie Snow White.
Yes,
and she was also in the movie. Was it Devil's Advocate?
I don't know.
Yes, she was. Keanu Reeves was the one in the main. Keanu Reeves, that was his love interest in the movie Devil's Advocate. What you like being?
At this point, she just known for having two sons.
And she's in that stupid movie with Idris Elba.
What?
When they was in space.
I don't know.
Forget the name of it.
At this point, she's just known for having two sons and raising them as daughters.
Both of them?
Yeah.
I thought it was just one.
I thought both of them were boys.
Wow. I knew about one. I didn't know about the other one.
That can be verified, but I'm pretty sure it's two boys that she's raising as girls. I'm not sure though. Well, based off the pictures I saw, that she got them looking identical. So, but we're gonna talk about that in the comparison, how the comparison between those two stories. We're gonna talk about what's going on with Disney in Florida. A couple other things. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the Black Caucus.
That ain't no Black Caucus.
The new push, how they're starting to use reparations now for their campaigns, which they've been using. You can make an argument they started using in 2016, but you're starting to see people use that as a campaign push now. That's not even black, but they're becoming the face of the push at this point.
They're not the face.
So we're going to talk about us needing to control our narrative. We're also going to talk about us needing to control. We also need to learn to police ourselves. That needs to be a necessary push for us to begin to govern and police ourselves at this point.
You know that ain't happening. It's not gonna happen.
See, now when I call you pessimistic for saying that, I'm wrong.
Call me what you want to call me. I'm gonna tell the truth.
But when I said it before, you like
call me a pessimist. You call me whatever you want to fucking call me. I'm gonna tell the truth. That ain't gonna happen.
So that word is used correctly.
We're gonna be stuck into this until the Most High decides to get us out of this. We're not gonna govern ourselves. Yeah, say what you want to say. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna always tell the truth.
Now y'all see that? I use the word pessimistic, and he act like it's a curse word. Like I just said, a curse word. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Let's start. Dwayne Wade and his family have a reunion. And there's two children at this point. I guess we're not allowed to say, because I don't know if I don't think we're allowed to say two sons.
That's his sons.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that at this point.
I don't care what we're allowed to say. I'm going to say it.
Zaya Wade trends after debuting trans boyfriend.
So that's a girl that transitioned to a boy?
Yeah, hold on. On Sunday, Zaya took to her Instagram to post photos of her boyfriend, Hudson, along with members of her family from their Easter celebration. You know, when I saw this, ever since this announcement was made by them, the first thing I thought was back in like 2011, 10, when him and his ex-wife was battling for the kids, and they showed video of her on television sitting outside with cardboard with writing on it saying that Dwayne Wade is the reason why she's homeless. There's all this other stuff. And we all said that woman is crazy. Get the kids away from her and give those kids to Wade. And I should have, you know what I didn't think back then that I know now? I was young anyway. I didn't think, why would the media, whenever a black man is battling for his kids, ever paint the mother in a bad way? When have they ever done that?
They haven't, but this particular.
But they did for her.
This particular, they needed the people to be in favor of Dwayne Wade getting Zaya Wade.
Yeah, that's his original. Thank you. I didn't remember his original name. Thank you.
To transform him into Zaya
Hey, think about
Wade.
His name was Zion.
Yeah, that's a very holy name.
For him, that's so.
And I'm not just gonna put the blame. I want to talk shit about Gabrielle
I'm
Union.
not. I can't blame her.
But
He's the father.
Dwayne Wade. You are the father.
When this was quote unquote announced, everybody said Gabrielle Union look what she's doing. She's doing
Dwayne Wade.
It's Wade, and it's I wouldn't be surprised if he's living out his curiosity through his own son.
That's pretty much what they do. And that poor little girl.
Who knows?
They got future plans for her. Plans for her.
Keep in mind, the little girl came from what they call break baby. That was a break baby when they weren't together for a little bit. They split up, and he went off and had a child with a woman during a breakup, and then they got back together like nothing happened. I said,
I thought that was their little girl.
She ain't got no kids.
You sure?
Gabrielle ain't got no kids.
I could have sworn that they used a surrogate for the little girl.
Okay, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's like, what the fuck you talking about?
The side baby is not even in the picture. My fault.
No, that little baby right there, that's supposed to be Listen, Took, you probably right. Yeah, you probably right. I don't think Gabrielle can have no kids because I don't think Gabrielle is a woman.
Well, she didn't have a kid. You're right. She had a
She
surrogate.
had a surrogate, quote unquote. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to say it.
You going to go there?
I'm going to go there.
Go ahead.
I don't even think Gabrielle Union,
it's hard to say it, ain't it?
because people have always found Gabrielle Union attractive.
All I'm going to say is, let me say that. I'll say it for you. It's a lot of women in Hollywood that just so happen to can't have kids.
Or they don't have no kids.
It's a lot of women that just can't have kids or just don't have them. And I'm not, if you make a decision not to have kids,
she said that she's had, 5 miscarriages?
That's what she say. I'm just saying. So I get what you're saying. But I was wrong. She did have a surrogate. This right here is their child together.
Yep.
He has a side baby that's not in the picture. I got it confused. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But let me go ahead and go to the article here.
This is just sad. And, and it's I always say this though. People's gonna say, Travis, you ain't shit. I always say, if you're gonna be a part of that lifestyle, don't date anybody in the black community.
Another thing, that's what I get to next. Is it surprised that they went and got a Caucasian?
No, I knew it was gonna be
little
Caucasian.
Girl.
I knew it would be Caucasian.
Why is it always that?
Because
it has to manifest everything. It has to be gay,
that's the
interracial. It has to fit all the criteria.
All the board. They have to check off all the everything.
And he looked just like his
looked just like his daddy. I'm telling you, he is living out through his son. It's sad. What he never got to do.
I remember with the Miami Heat during the Heatles era when LeBron, Wade, and Bosh was down in Miami. And everybody made jokes about Bosh being gay because of his mannerism sometimes. When he poured the champagne on himself, when they won a championship, he did it a little different from everybody else.
How you poured on him?
I can't show it. They won't be able to see how I show it, but it's kind of like it was like a shower. But
instead of it being...
They were poured on themselves, but it was just he did it a little different. He shook
it on them.
Yeah, people would take certain things he did and take it out of context and be like, this is strange looking. They made all those jokes about Chris Bosh. But it was Wade the whole time that was wearing these weird looking clothes, capri dress clothes, and how he was the first person that came in and dressing like that. The way we see Russell Westbrook and all these other guys dressed now.
That's what I was about to say.
It was Wade first. He was doing it first. But they were saying it was Bosh. But now we looking in the future, Bosh is one with all these damn kids. He got a wife. He minded his business. Wade the one out here with a son. And, Wade himself, Gabrielle Union coming out talking about their sex life. And
which we did not want to hear.
Okay, are we done with the era of black celebrity couples telling their sex life? Okay, we've had enough.
Yeah, we don't need those explicit details.
It started with Jada and Will. It can stop now.
Whatever goes on in your bedroom is supposed to be you And whoever you with, business, not for the world to know.
So Zion Wade is trending online after debuting her boyfriend on Instagram over the holiday weekend. On Sunday, Zaya took to her Instagram to post photos of her boyfriend, Hudson, along with the members of the family on Easter celebration.
So Zion wants to be a little girl, but he's with a little girl
that wants to be a little boy. That's a heterosexual relationship.
So that's a heterosexual relationship. So damn, he still ended up being with a white
white girl. Wait, hold on.
Couldn't you have just done that from the beginning? You did all that to be with a white girl.
She captioned, wow. I had the best weekend spending quality time with my family and for Easter. I hope everyone who has a wonderful Easter today and a wonderful Passover this week. Whoa. I wonder if Wade has a rabbi.
Probably
I found out LeBron James has a rabbi, a personal rabbi. And it's like,
man, these people know who we are.
Why would a black American have a personal rabbi?
There's some other celebrities that have a personal.
Most of them. When you see a little red band on their wrist.
Somebody on the Joe Budden podcast has a red band.
Ish.
Yeah, I said it's his mama Jewish.
I don't know what his parents are.
He's clearly biracial.
So you see a lot of these people that have that are part of the.
A lot of people in Hollywood
have rabbis and stuff.
Have those red screen around their arms.
Wrist, yeah.
The wrist.
So they use the rabbis normally their what they call spiritual guidance.
Well, the tiny hats make sure they connect themselves, especially with black Americans when they are, celebrities in the entertainment. They're like leeches.
Yeah. Hudson, who is transgender and goes by the he/him pronouns.
He/him.
Also posted snaps including one of him kissing Zaya. Now, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he 14? He said 2019 he was 12 when he came out.
He's 14 now.
Okay, if that was a little black girl, would they be allowed to kiss and post a picture on the internet?
Yes.
I don't think they would.
It's 2022.
That's my point. They wouldn't. If a parent had a little girl daughter, they would not let their 14-year-old daughter post pictures of them
celebrity
kissing. I'm talking about in general.
Normal.
I'm talking about the acceptance of it. Nobody would be okay with their 14-year-old daughter posting pictures, kissing somebody on their social media.
We wouldn't be okay with it. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the world that would be okay with it.
I'm talking about most people would be against this. But for some reason, when it's a quote unquote LGBT situation, age changes.
What if it was an LBGT with a little black girl? You still wouldn't think it'd be okay?
What?
If it was a gay little black girl kissing a transgender white.
You missed my point. If that was a black girl kissing a boy.
That was transgender?
No, not transgender at all. Just regular kids. We would look at it as they too young to be posting this on this internet. At that 14 is when you start to allow your kids to date. Now, I know there's situations where, kids getting pregnant, but it was worse then than it is now.
Hate to be a pessimist, but in this day and age, I just don't think they care.
You're not listening. Okay, you still, I don't know. What I'm saying is, it would be treated differently if this was a regular little kid kissing another kid, regular little kid. But for some reason, when it is a quote unquote gay couple, the age requirement is different. They're allowed to express certain things at a younger age, and people don't look at it as a bad thing somehow. It's treated way differently.
I just don't think they would care. Let's just move on because we're gonna agree.
All right. So obviously it went down, and the only person that they spoke to, at least in this article, was Gabrielle Union. They didn't speak to Wade.
Well, that's who they always speak to. She's the head of the household.
Pretty much. But it's a thing that a lot of people need an example. They do need that representation. So yeah, we're going to post our family. We're going to live out loud. We're going to love out loud. and we're going to speak out loud and lead in however each situation calls for us to be leaders when things are not where they should be.
You know, she just wicked. Gabrielle Union is just wicked. It's all over her.
But this ain't her fault. This is
no,
Wade.
It's not her fault. But I'm talking about her personally. She's just wicked.
Yeah. Now we went to the article. We went to the comment section. I just noticed somebody said at this point they're straight.
Exactly.
He said clearly Dwayne Wade and Garvey are starving for attention, so using their 14-year-old son to kiss online is okay. Nobody posts stuff like that, even at 17 yet. See?
Well, you got one person to agree with you.
My point, it'd be this. You cannot tell me you don't believe this would be treated way differently. There's a little black girl, 14-year-old, kissing a little boy on posting on social media. See?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay. So the boyfriend is really a girl and Zaya is really a boy. So it's a heterosexual relationship. So as you can see, most people are confused by it because it just went in a circle. You became a girl and they became a boy.
Makes no sense. But hey, if that little girl grew that hair out and threw on a dress, then maybe he wouldn't be wanting her no more.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
But let's go to the next one right here. Now, Charlie, I can't say that last name for nothing. Theron, is how you said?
It's Theron.
Charlie Theron, as you see right here in the picture, she did the same thing. She adopted a little boy. By the way, isn't she South African?
Yes.
Because she said, I saw an article.
Afrikaan.
I saw an article where she said that she has a group of strong black women to help her raise her quote unquote daughters.
They must be from South Africa.
I don't know. You see, Charlie Theron reveals she is raising adopted son Jackson as a girl. Who they want to be is not for me to decide. So what's the difference? Because every time I see Charlie Theron pop up with this little boy, I see a whole bunch of people. This is wrong. Why are you doing this? This is a little kid. Well, Wade did the same thing. This seems like a Hollywood thing to just get these kids, and it's always black kids.
Well, this is the reason why people get on Charlie more, because she's a white woman with a black little boy, and he's running around in dresses. So there's already the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Why are you adopting this black little boy?
Yeah.
Then the second conspiracy is, you making this little boy dress up in a
dress.
In a dress.
I heard somebody tell a story.
Mock.
Yeah. I heard somebody tell a story where they said they was out at an event and they sat next to a little kid and they asked the little kid their name and the little kid gave them their name and they said, that sounds like a girl name. Are you sure your name isn't this? It was more of a male name. And the little kid looked down, sad, and said, I don't want to talk about it. So there's parents out here that are purposely making their kids quote unquote transgender so they can get some attention.
Well, you know what those fucking crazy weirdos say? They say the doctor assigns you a gender at birth. No, the doctor see you got some nuts down there.
Your chromosomes
and he says, that's a little boy. And when he look down there and he see you ain't got nothing hanging down there, that's a little girl. It's a shame you got to be vulgar like that, but it's the truth.
It's been effective for a long time. All of a sudden, it's not effective
Now
no
it's
more.
no longer effective. You can have something swinging and dingling down there, but you might be a little girl. Your tits might come in. And your private area may recede back inside of you later.
Oh, no, they don't expect that because they feel like they're going to have to make some money down the road when they want to do some operations. But I wonder how much the medical field is profiting from this upsurge in these surgeries. So are they pushing it in the medical field, willing to push this to make a few extra dollars? I wonder.
Well, just like the pharmacy.
Oh yeah, they pump drugs in your ass and knowing it was gonna get you addicted. They didn't care.
Keep saying you needed to get a vaccine.
We're gonna get to that later. All right. Staying on this topic, if you've been following what's going on in Florida, the quote unquote liberals, Democrats, left wing, as you want to call them, have been going at the conservatives, right wings, if you want to call them that, because they're all the same.
They're all the same. This is theater.
There's a bill in Florida they call it the Don't Say Gay law or bill. But when I read it, they just said
nothing in there.
They just said you can't teach about sexual orientations and sexual stuff to kids, K through 12. They just said literally kids can't learn about sex in school.
There was no such thing in the bill.
But they call it Don't Say Gay bill. Well, if you remember right after that, Disney waited a little bit to come out against the bill. They didn't come out immediately against it. They waited a little bit to come out against the bill. And then we saw the video of the woman, the director of Disney said she's going to put some queerness in every little part.
And it was a black woman.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to put some queerness in every little thing I can. Well, now, Florida has... Go ahead.
She's sick in the head.
Florida has now came out and passed a bill that strips Disney of its special self-governing status. I didn't know this.
I didn't know it either.
Disney is its own government. It's not in any city or town in Florida. It's its own place.
They never should have been granted that to be their own governor.
Well, I think the reason why they were granted that because it brought in so much money that they feel like we don't want to have to deal with the what they call it when you got a restaurant.
Yeah.
The code.
Health code.
Yeah, they didn't want to have to deal with the restaurant health codes or the
food code,
hotels and all this stuff. They said, look, let us do it ourselves. We'll make sure everything good. We don't want y'all coming in here trying to strong arm us for money sometimes. So we'll just do it ourselves, and we'll just, obviously, taxes we'll pay for this, and we'll do it ourselves. When they're trying to strip them of that now, and they're going to try to break it up. So now they're going to come in with their code and check everything out. But there's a lot of jobs coming from Disney. I didn't think they would do this. I didn't think they would ever do anything to that. This is before I even knew they were their own self-governing entity.
Well, when I heard that, I said, is Disney going to relocate to somewhere else?
Well, I'm going to show an article later. There's already somebody calling for them to come over there.
But that place wouldn't make sense. It's too cold.
No, it would make sense because there's already one over there on the West Coast.
So where would they put it at on the East Coast?
New York.
It's not going. New York, it's get cold there too.
It don't matter.
But Florida kind of stays warm all year round.
Maybe.
And California kind of stays warm all year round.
Maybe they'll take it up north, a little bit north to Georgia.
Georgia get cold in the wintertime a little bit too.
They don't care about that.
Oh. I know it ain't going to North Carolina.
South Carolina?
No.
I don't think it can stay on the East Coast unless it goes somewhere like it can't. They're not taking it to Texas.
Hell no. No, Texas is like Florida. That's why they're trying to get it up out of.
Yeah. So I don't
Florida.
think that'll really work for them.
I can't think of another place to put it at.
Yeah, they say the Florida House still has to vote on the measure, which would dissolve the special taxing district and allow Disney to operate much like a local government. Watching the Florida Senator bill Wednesday that would dissolve the special taxing district and allow the Walt Disney Company to self-govern in its theme park area. Lawmakers in the Republican-controlled chamber backed the measure in a 23-16 vote. It now requires a vote in a state house before it can go to the desk of Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, who called for the legislators to support the bill during a special session this week.
So it hasn't made it to him yet?
Well, it's going to get voted in.
You sure?
It is. I will say this, though. There was a big problem that happened in Florida. There was a big voting district that was majority black, or a big percentage of it was black. That's how most of the black lawmakers that were Democrats that got in office. Well, he split that area up in 4 now. So it's no longer majority black. So those areas are going to turn Republican.
Well, that's why he did it.
Exactly. So he did it to get rid of the Democrats. But the Democrats are turning it and saying he's trying to get rid of the black people voting. Which the only reason why that can be seen as an attack on both is if you feel no matter what, the black people are going to vote Democrat.
Yeah.
So we could take it how we want to take it. He wasn't going after the black vote. He was going after get rid of the Democrats. Make sure they have no chance. Now, is he setting this up so they can win more districts so that possibly in 2024 he's going to run and possibly leave, and he's making sure they have a chance to continue to bring in another Republican governor after him?
Yeah, that would be smart, because I said, why would you want him to run for president? Because if he leaves, then you can get somebody in there that's just going to change everything.
Yeah, the legislation would dismantle Disney's special district June 1st, 2023. The special status, which is granted by the state law in 1967, allows Disney to self-govern by collecting taxes and providing emergency services. Disney controls about 25,000 acres in the Orlando area, and the district allowed the company to build new structures and pay impact fees for such construction without the approval of the local planning commission. The effort to eliminate Disney district, known as the Red Creek Improvement District comes after DeSantis began targeting the corporation over the leader's criticism of legislation he recently signed that would prevent classroom discussion of gender identity and sexual orientation in kindergarten through the 3rd grade. I'm sorry, earlier I said K through 12. I meant it's meant for elementary, just elementary school. And
elementary school goes to the 5th grade.
When he just said K through 3rd grade, 'cause I think you start getting sex education in like 5th grade.
You only start getting sexual education to about the 6th or 7th grade.
It was 5th for us.
It was 6th or 7th.
Remember you had to sign a permission slip to see the video?
It was 6th or 7th. It was in middle school.
And it was 5th for us. So that's why I guess I said K.
Well, they was already starting y'all out young like they doing now. You already been indoctrinated. Don't even know it.
I guess that's why he stopped at 3rd grade. But, I mean, I remember seeing videos of teachers getting on the internet crying angry because they weren't allowed to talk about sexual orientations and gender identity with kids.
No, what was really scary was you saw the damn non-binary people teaching fucking kindergartens, 1st and 2nd graders, and they trying to teach them all the different genders they identify by. And they were talking about how the kindergarten, they're not going to get it.
Yeah, the dude was crying because he was quote unquote misgendered. A man was crying because a student misgendered him. And you just go,
Lord,
this person should not be a teacher.
If that would have existed when I was in high school, a teacher talking about they would identify. Do you know what the kids would have did to that teacher?
Oh no, ain't know what they did, what they doing now. They still doing it. Have you seen these videos of these teachers? Once again, things don't change. A lot of people think that because of what's going on in college and in the social media and on television that these kids are changing. The kids are still in school saying the same thing they said forever. If you do some stuff like that, they're saying the same words or talk shit to you.
Let a woman come in the classroom saying what she identifies as a man. They be like, you got a fat ass.
Oh yeah, especially a high schooler. Oh man. Yeah, let me show this. This is the video. This is a video from the vote. How the people were reacting to this vote going through in Florida. I'm going to show the video here.
And we will vote on these 2 bills. It is my hope that we will be able to proceed civilly and with decorum and with respect for one another. Read the next bill.
By Senator Bradley, Senate Bill 4C, a bill to be entitled an act relating to independent special districts.
Representative Fine, you're recognized to explain your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It seems as Mickey and many have joined us in the chamber today. That said, this is the bill that we discussed yesterday.
Members, we will either go into structured debate or we will call the previous question. Representative Renner, you're recognized for a motion.
Here, Mr. Speaker, I move the previous question on the bill.
Representative Renner moves the previous question on the bill. This motion is not debatable and requires a majority vote. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. Show the motion passes. We will now proceed to call the previous question. The clerk will unlock the machine and members will proceed to vote on Senate Bill 4C. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? Clerk will lock the machine. Announce the vote.
70 yeas, 38 nays, Mr.
Show the bill
Speaker.
passes. Read the and we.
They are some loonies.
She sound like a demon.
She got loud at the end. No! It's like these people, and these are the people that's governing. That, let's be honest, you're voting to govern over you.
And they acting like they
children.
Yeah, no professionalism.
What the hell is this? But you choosing these people.
She was batshit crazy. Yeah.
No.
She should have got arrested.
It reminds me a lot of how those people be protesting whenever there's even a discussion about abortion.
Don't even say the A word.
Bruh, they be outside those buildings. They be going nuts.
They be ready to kill some kids. Don't mind making them, but be ready to get their ass up out of here.
How you said, Mama, no.
That was fucked up what you just did.
I'm just saying it was choreography.
That was not funny what you just did.
Mama no.
Mama no. Choreography ain't shit for that.
Yeah. All right, but I'm gonna show another article for what the plans are. We were just discussing what Disney is looking to do. Polis, this is the guy who's governor of Colorado. You see
Colorado.
He's now. Somehow it became not just about Disneyland. He also made it about Twitter. There's a battle for Twitter going on right now. Elon Musk and all those guys. He's trying to buy it. I don't understand this power play. I guess I do understand the power play for Twitter. Twitter is the smallest of the social media, but it is by far the most important. Information is instant, it trends quickly, and it spreads to other social media.
He's a Democrat, so he wants to, they need Twitter doing, the midterms, the election time, so they can control the narrative. You have somebody like Elon Musk who's just supposed to be this.
He's a fake. I doubt.
Then they feel like they won't be able to censor as much if Elon Musk takes control of Twitter. So they want somebody to still be able to sensitize, and put that misinformation bullshit.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the disinformation. Polis proposes a mountain Disneyland and Twitter HQ2 for Colorado. Governor offers Mickey and Minnie Mouse full asylum in Colorado after Ron DeSantis escalates criticism of Disney. I think Disney is going to capitulate because that is prime real estate. This is Florida, always warm. Never, you gotta wear no winters, year long.
I don't know how they got special immunity. No way. I'm just being honest with you. Just look at all those
Disney.
other. Hey, who cares if it's Disney?
What do you mean?
What makes them so special?
The state. How much money they're bringing in?
It doesn't matter how much money they're bringing into the state. They should have to follow codes just like everybody else should. How do we know that the buildings?
I'm saying it's right. I'm saying that's why they got it.
How do we know the buildings and infrastructure that they put together is actually safe? What if they go in and they find all these things that's not up to code?
Well, that's not going. If something happens to somebody, Disney gets sued.
Yes, but their job is to make sure that it's safe for people.
Disney's job is to make sure it's safe.
No, it's people that are employed.
Hold on, pause.
It's Disney's job, but they also have sources that come out and make sure that it's up to code. That falls on the state.
No, Disney don't make it right. They get sued.
They
don't want to get sued, so they'll make sure it's right.
It's not about that, dude. It's about the fact that everybody else has to do it. They should have had to do it as well.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying why they got it. Disney is.
Well, we don't care why they got it.
Disney is big dogs. They
should have never got it.
Disney is big dogs. They're going to get it. That's how the game goes. They always change the rules. You know this.
Oh,
we'll talk about how the rules change
right now.
Huh? I'm not a pessimist. No, that's not pessimism. That's reality. You pessimist. You say there's no chance.
No, what's reality is we not getting our own fucking.
Now, see, you jump back to that.
We're not getting our own.
You jump back, not me. But
that's not living in reality. That's living in La La Land.
So the fight for Disneyland, I think that's a dead one. They're not leaving Florida. They're not. Twitter and Elon Musk. Elon Musk, I believe, has not invented a damn thing. I believe he is funded by the CIA, just like Bill Gates was. His job is to play, what's his name? Iron Man. He's supposed to be, just like Jeff Bezos is meant to be, what's the guy's name?
Shit, Jeff Bezos should be Thanos. Shit.
No. What's the guy's name from the Superman series? The guy he's going against? I can't remember his name right now.
Who he going against?
Lex Luthor.
Why Lex Luthor? Because
in the series of Superman, he was the billionaire that used his money to control everything. And Jeff Bezos, you saw the ads. Amazon shopping is here now. It's officially here. They just
down the street.
They just dropping in your mailbox. We here, baby. Now they bringing out the thing where you can scan your hand to buy something. You ain't even gotta have no cash on you.
No, thank you. I don't want to scan my hand. No, thank you.
So this,
that's not what my hands was meant for.
If an Amazon store is in your area, every other grocery store is finished.
I don't believe so.
It is.
You have people like me who don't want to go to Amazon.
No, you don't want to go there because of what's the word? Not religious. What's the word? Because you're conspiracists. That's what you are. You
No.
know, the average person gonna say, "Oh, they got everything there." Oh,
everything is full of GMOs. They probably got
at the grocery store. It is.
No, the strawberries looking, funny sometimes.
Bro, they play with language. Did you know when you buy something sugar free, there's sugar in it? Sugar free means there is no cane sugar or table sugar in it. There's still syrup in it. That's sugar.
No, you got to read the back of the label.
My point is, sugar free is not sugar free.
Sugar free.
Natural ingredients. What does that mean?
Sugar free. When they have sugar free items, this normally pertains sativa, equal, Splenda, that type of stuff in it.
That's sugar.
But it's supposed to be
it's sugar.
It's an alternate to the sugar canes.
You know how many people are diabetic and are buying that?
Exactly, and that's why they be pissing me off.
They think it's sugar free.
You should just get the normal.
No, what's it called? It starts with an H. Hydrochloride. I forgot the name of it. There are certain foods that are made specifically for diabetics, but people with diabetes think just get sugar free. That's not sugar free. It's mislabeling, honestly. So I think Amazon gonna take over. So this fight for you see this fight for Twitter, and this is basically the same 3 to 5 people buying up every damn thing. They own everything at this point. By the way, this is the same guy, this governor here, who made sure he protected access to abortion.
He's a homosexual too.
He is. So when I think it's Texas, right, that has a law that's stopping it. And
Texas is the only state.
So now the Supreme Court is going to be dealing with that later on this year. He's already signed it into state law in Colorado to make sure no matter what the Supreme Court does, this is going to be protected in their state.
Well, he's already down for abortion because, he's taking his semen and dropping it in a...
Damn, Trav, you don't have to get that vulgar. Chill out.
So that's abortion. That's abortion.
Oh, so he's a supporter of abortion himself?
Yeah, he's a sort of supporter of abortion because when he does that it does nothing. Just lands on shit.
Okay, you starting to get a little vulgar.
How am I starting to get a little vulgar? That's not vulgar. That's the truth. Shit, everybody that watches this channel is adults.
All right.
We're living in an age where you got to be honest. You can't beat around the bush. You have to be honest. He is a part of the abortion system.
Yeah.
You can't procreate when you with the same gender. Right?
You can't, Travis.
Okay.
We get the point. We get it. Disney Plus Genius Season 4 will focus on civil rights icons Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X.
Oh, you already got a conspiracy on.
All right, yeah, all right, I'm going to tell it. So look.
Tell it.
who is the person that, we told you the person who was one of the directors or producers or whoever she is of Disney, she said, I'm going to get queerness in every single thing I can get it. Now, maybe she's only a part of the animation department or something. I don't know. But the second I saw Disney Plus, Disney, next to this, I said Malcolm X. Oh, I already know where it's going.
Where's it going?
What is that mess they created where they said Malcolm X was bisexual prostitute? They went that far.
Malcolm X was out here selling ass?
This is what they say. This is how they try to throw this man's name in the mud.
Before he became
when he was red, I guess.
Oh, when he was rocking the perms?
Yeah, when he was red, rocking perms, and being a criminal. They sound to say he was that. And it's like, first off, none of that stuff is substantiated. It's actually been talked against by a lot of people. So when I saw this, I said, oh, I already know what they're going to do. And let me show you something. Malcolm and Martin are staggering icons, and we have been eager to explore the genius of these two very real men in a way that has not yet been seen. We are excited to team up with Imagine Entertainment and 20th Television to reflect their amazing lives and contribution to civil rights in the urgency of today.
So Malcolm was out here prostituting himself, and Martin was out here having affairs with white men's wives. He was getting off on that. Man, the wickedness.
So you saying you believe
it? I don't know.
Also, you saying it's possible?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think it's possible or not?
I've never heard that before.
You're telling a damn lie. You don't heard
What
this
did I
before.
I've never heard this dude until you told me
I've
about
told you
it.
what people were saying about this.
I said until you
Oh, now
told
you
me
ain't
about
never
it.
heard
I'm
it.
talking about I haven't had any sources outside of you that has
Oh,
referenced
so now
this.
I just say shit now.
Sometimes you do.
I just say shit out the wind now. I just talk out my ass. All right.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
But
Yeah, matter of fact, it's some folks that breath be smelling like they actually talking.
okay. But yeah, when I saw that right there in a way that has not yet been seen, I said, oh Lord, when this comes out, it can get real bad.
It's time to tarnish the image.
Well, we are waiting for Martin Luther King. What is it, 2028? Is it? Or 2030?
Yeah.
2027, I think, when the files get released on him. We'll see what they say about him. Now, keep in mind,
Oh, he's supposed to be down too like that, won't he? One of those rumors out there about him too?
I don't know about the gay stuff. I ain't never heard no rumor about Martin. All I heard about Martin Luther King was he loved sleeping with men's wives. And he stayed at the Playboy, what is it, Playboy, what's it called?
Playboy.
Mansion. Playboy Mansion.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, he stayed around him. Which, a lot of people went around him also for two reasons. One, they were all sexual deviants, but they also were doing interviews in his magazine because Playboy was a political and sexual magazine.
Yeah.
They didn't show overly lewd things in their magazine. They try to be this classy pornography, if that can exist.
Playboy?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at Playboy magazine?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I saw one.
And you thought the stuff you seen in it was classy?
I didn't say it was. I said they were
Okay.
trying to be classy pornography. I literally said after that, said, can that even exist? I said that.
Okay. I was just, making sure you had reviewed
Yeah,
it.
whatever, nigga. Hobby Lobby 2.0, 2 Biden rules on trans care raise religious liberty fears. And this is another part of the culture war that's happening.
Oh, you mean the fact that they want people to pay for...
Can I read it first, nigga?
Well, you don't need to read it. We can actually talk about
Well,
it.
just say it then. Say what's going on. Go ahead.
Oh, they want to take my hard money I
Let me
work
read
for?
it, nigga. I'm just going to get this one on. The first in this publication issued by the Biden administration that will update Obamacare. Remember when Obama went to the White House to celebrate the anniversary of Obamacare, which is Romney Care, which is really the Affordable Care Act? Would they say they was there because he was celebrating Obamacare?
Mm-hmm.
Administration that they will update Obamacare rights provision to clarify that prohibitions against discrimination on the basis of sex apply to sexual orientation and gender identity.
You know what? Michelle said if only they had put this into law.
Look, man, if you can't keep beating around the bush.
I ain't say nothing.
Say it or don't say it.
I ain't say nothing.
Exactly. So now they're taking the word sex, discrimination against the basis of sex, and trying to flip it to mean whether your sexuality and if you're trans or not. So they're trying to stretch that again. So they took civil rights, bastardized it again, and brought 2 elements into it that had nothing to do with it. Another would require that certain healthcare plans include coverage of gender transition procedures in certain circumstances.
Like what?
I don't know. I guess they could say they're having mental problems.
They already have a mental problem wanting to change their sexual identity. That's already a fucking mental problem. So what's next?
Let me play it out. Hold on.
Playing devil advocate again?
No, you can respond to what I'm about to say. They said they need help because they're having mental problems. They're dealing with anxiety, and they need something that will make them feel whole and happy. So this surgery is necessary. It's like a heart transplant for them. You look. They need this. Should it be paid for?
You
or
know
not?
what they need? They need somebody to whoop. Yeah, they do. They need mental health assistance.
Well, obviously,
for sure.
That's gonna be hard to get through. Now,
I don't know no person that got sense that would be okay with them taking their hard money they earn for and putting it towards this bullshit.
Well, so yeah, the company will have to pay for it, the boss or the CEO of the company. Not the CEO, but his company will be forced to pay for these transitions, these procedures.
It ain't gonna happen.
But I asked the question to you: Do they even have proper maternity leave in this country?
They don't. I think you get 3 months.
Shouldn't it be like 9 months to a year?
I mean, I am an employer.
I was about to say, didn't you have to deal with something like that?
Well, you choose to work. So I think 9 months.
You see that, y'all? He's a capitalist now. Your ass want to work
okay,
in America.
Let's set it up properly. If we're gonna we're gonna have people be out for 9 months for maternity leave, then we need to have a system where, like in the UK, I suppose, I think where they have like rotating seasonal people.
Well, they have something called holiday, where they go away for 3 months.
Yeah. If only that happened in America. It's mandatory.
Yeah, you have to take your holiday.
You have to take a vacation. In the United States, you just take it whenever you whenever you can take it.
In the United States, the only thing you're forced to take is a break. And even then...
No, some places,
I'm about to say,
they're scared to take a break.
If I said, even then, a break isn't necessarily forced, but that's the closest thing that comes to making you take your break. Because they don't want to give you them extra minutes.
Because if you're salary, they can work you every day of the week.
Yeah. So if they don't even have proper maternity leave, and they're already trying to make these companies pay for a procedure.
But the women be the main supporter of LGBT.
Gotta be honest.
And they're literally stripping you of everything.
They also been trying to get this country to pay for birth control. They've been trying to get this country to, when they kind of already pay for, in some cases, the abortions. But it's like they won't even give y'all that really, but they're already trying to pass stuff to get these people.
You're not even called a woman no more. You called the
birthing person,
birthing person, a
cisgender. Like, how you gonna make me the hyphenated? No, you don't make me the hyphenated. You can't call me cisgendered. I'm a man. That's it. Not a cisgendered man. No.
You remember that woman that was on the UK? It was like the Today Show. And she was talking about the trend.
It's called Good Morning Britain. Oh, not Good Morning.
And she was saying how she was given the definition of what a woman was, which Katanja, whatever her name is, Brown Jackson, could not give the definition of a woman because she's not a biologist.
Yeah. I had to be a biologist to be able to see.
We had a white UK woman that flat out gave the definition of what a woman was.
She said a female, adult female. Oh, no, she said, a woman, adult female, yeah.
Born with female has a genital.
Yeah, female genitalia and adult female.
She gave a definition of what a woman was. But,
somehow we just lost over here somehow.
Somehow, Brown Jackson she just couldn't offer up that definition. Because she didn't want it to come back to bite her in the butt. Yeah. She defined what a woman was.
And then later on, she ruled and a difference of that.
And then people like, well, you said that this is what a woman was. So they make sure they, stay in character at all times.
Yeah. All right. We go to this next thing here. L.A. County Sheriff Department. Deputies tase man at car wreck scene. Witness say he was trying to help. So I showed this club video earlier this week of a guy who was standing outside. He tried to flag down a cop car because there was an accident. The cops came over, and for whatever reason, because of how he acted, whatever, they decided to tackle him to the ground. Tase him to the ground.
Well, I'm a little confused in the story because the guy that was trying to wave down the officers, he also has a mental issues, right?
Yeah. That's what they said in the video. I already showed the video. I'm going to show the video again. Hold on. Let me go here. So when they tased him, I don't know if it's his father, but I
think they said it was a relative. They didn't say a father.
Yeah, okay. I'll just say it's a relative or a person that know him. Let me go here.
He's not in his right mind. He's not in his right fucking mind. Shut up, me. Don't fucking touch me. Come on. Are you serious?
He stood in front of the police car because they didn't want to stop for us having an accident.
Something is wrong with him. Something is wrong with him mentally. And I think his daddy is trying to say,
Don't hurt him because there's something wrong with him. Like, even when he came over here for your accident, he was talking to me and I could tell that there was something wrong with him. You know what I'm saying?
So I think they said it was his father. So that guy went on to sue. He went on to sue them. And now he is been shot to death.
What a coincidence.
The man tased in this video. This is that woman, Jasmine Connect. Let me show it.
And it was.
This is the same woman who reported on the Ed Buck case.
Oh, okay.
She's the one who I got all my information about, Ed Buck. Jasmine Connect. That's who I got it from. But she said the man tased in this video was found shot to death in Long Beach. Larry Jefferson was suing Sheriff Villanueva and the LSSD. Although he was found by the Long Beach Police Department on 3/29, they didn't notify the family until 4/5.
That's almost
April 5th. They didn't tell him until a week later. The fam want the AG or DOJ to investigate. And then it said the fam also says that after Jefferson was murdered and before they were notified, sheriff deputies were just sitting in front of their home. They took pictures. Jefferson's attorney echoes the family's sentiment. Someone needs to investigate Larry's murder aside from the Long Beach Police Department and the Sheriff's Department. We need an AG or DOJ to step in. Jefferson made the headlines in 2021 after a video went viral that showed him being tased by deputies after he tried to flag them down to assist with a car accident. Jefferson and the brother-in-law were in the process of suing Sheriff Villanueva in federal court for what they said was an outward support for deputies who commit egregious acts of violence and violations of civil rights. In the lawsuit, they allege that Villanueva has created an atmosphere within the LASD where the violations of civil rights is not only approved by the department but encouraged. Once again, another person who allegedly has mental issues, and the cops completely, just terribly handled the situation. Immediately brought out a taser.
Yep. And we can't say it was a white, because it was, 2 or 3 black police officers on the scene.
I thought it was all one.
It was 2.
Two black officers?
The one that was on top of him was black. And the other one that was on the one that was on the other black, his father that came out of the house, he was black too.
Wait, what?
The one that was on top of him, the mental one, he was black. And the other one that went over there was with the other 2, he was black too. It was 2 black police officers.
Oh, okay. There's another one here. This is not surprising. The cops are known for doing this. Kansas City officer who sued sheriff deputy killed by police. Now, this is back in November 23rd, 2021.
And he's an officer.
He's a former officer.
And the wife is an officer.
Police in Kansas City, Kansas, say former police detective who last year sued a sheriff deputy for running over him in a rural field has been fatally shot by a police officer after disarming another officer and pointing the service weapon at both of them. So clearly it was a hit job. He knew they was coming to get him. He got the gun away from him, but they ended up shooting him anyway.
Well, they said they arrived somebody called the police. They arrived on the scene. He was standing in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they got there, he charged towards them.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he ended up in the car.
Mm-hmm.
He was able, matter of fact, he ended up in the car. He was able to disarm one of them.
Yeah.
And then after they got out of the car, he pointed the gun at both of them, and then they shot him.
So he pointed the gun at them but didn't shoot.
Yeah, he pointed the gun
So
at
he
them.
pointed the gun at them, allowed them to pull their gun out afterwards and shoot them.
So they try to make it seem like he was
this crazy rampage.
Yeah, he just, he became aggressive after what happened. But before that, he was a very nice.
Yeah, very nice and all this. Remember, also, there was another story. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. There was a woman who was pulled over by the cops and had a bad interaction.
You talking about Sandra Bland?
Was it her? No.
Who?
There was a woman who was pulled over by the cop. It started with a K. She's on Facebook Live, and the cops pulled her over. She had a bad interaction. She walked away. She ended up suing the city because she said there was lead in the water.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She sued the city,
and they killed her.
And she said they were following her for weeks.
And she also said she was a sovereign citizen too.
Yeah, she was a sovereign citizen. But she sued the city because there was lead poisoning. And she said during that lawsuit, the cops were constantly harassing her. The infamous when she got pulled over, that video was one of the instances where they pulled her over for she said nothing. They kept doing this. And they ended up one day, her baby father were at home. They got into a dispute. Her baby father. They got into a dispute. The cops were called. The baby father was allowed to leave with one of the kids. I said, wait, the cops were called for a domestic dispute. Why is he allowed to leave?
Did he have something to do with her?
I'm not
Was he
saying
on
nothing.
the setup?
Then she's in her house. The cops go to the door, say, let us in. They then say that they end up shooting the kid in the shoulder or something. And then they shot her and killed her. And the cops said, oh, the reason why the kid got hit is because she picked the kid up to shield herself. Really trying to make her really like a scummy person. I don't believe that's what happened.
I don't believe that's what happened.
I think they
either.
went in guns blazing, ended up shooting the kid as well. I still want to know.
And the father only took one that was his, or he thought
both the kids survived.
Oh, both the kids survived.
They were talking about a week later. They was like, when the kids wake up, he wasn't really wounded, but he did get shot. They say when the kid is right, they're gonna talk to him and ask him what happened. I said it's a 4-year-old, like, or how he wasn't old enough to be able to really give you the what happened in order.
They know it,
but I was still wondering why did they let the baby father just leave? They supposed to talk to both of them.
He wanted the target. If
you gonna let him leave, that means there's no need to go in the house. That means you wipe. Okay, this is a domestic dispute. Y'all good? Just go home. You stay in the house. We'll leave. But they clearly let him go because they knew they were planning on going in that house.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name though. All right, here's another video. This is recent. There was a kid in Syracuse who apparently was arrested for stealing a bag of chips. I'm going to show the video and you can give your opinion.
What is y'all doing? What is y'all doing?
Guess. Take a guess what I'm doing.
Hey, he like a baby to me. Why you?
Guess what I'm doing.
I don't know what you doing. I just see you snatch him up off the. So what? So what's going on then?
You're stealing stuff. If he breaks into your house to steal something.
Nah, man. What, he stole a bag of chips? So y'all treat me like a whole cold-blooded fucking killer? What? Take the fucking chips. If he stole some chips, I'll pay for him. I'll pay for him. You don't even know where he lives. Y'all just throwing him in the fucking car.
That's what they do. They come here.
Fuck is y'all doing? Leave him alone.
Show camera. That's all we can do.
You wanna go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. So this little boy, I would imagine this is a black neighborhood, is riding a bike with his friends. The cops pull up on him, pull him off the bike, put him in cuffs and start moving to the car. They get confronted on camera. He says, look, man, this is a little kid. They said he's stealing. And then he said, what would you do if he was stealing? He was breaking into your house. But there was nothing about him breaking into a house. He then says that he stole a bag of chips. I'm going to say this. The part where the cop was putting him in the car and he said, don't worry about it. It's just a bag of chips. Just take it. I'll pay for it. And it's like, well, that's not a good thing. You still need to put consequences on kids when they do stuff that's wrong.
Exactly.
Even if it's just a bag of chips.
Exactly.
You still need to have him he need consequences. Now, I'm not saying he need to have cuffs on and thrown in the back of a damn police cruiser.
Well, they said there was no cuffs on him.
Well, what were they holding his hand behind him?
I think they were holding their hands behind his back.
Okay. Oh, you talking about the article?
Yeah, I read the article.
Bullshit.
Well, I read the article.
No, I'm telling you, it was written by a cop. That's why I put it up.
Okay.
Matter of fact, go ahead and show it now. Hold on. In this article here is what you're talking about, where they went through and they gave a defense to everything they did, saying that this is just them being cops, that the cops didn't do anything wrong.
That they actually took the little boy home to his father.
That's what they said.
Well, the father hasn't came out and disputed that they brought him home, so I'm guessing that it must be true.
I'm not saying they didn't take him home. The point I'm making is, this is where okay, I'm gonna say this. Do you agree with him being put into the police car?
Yes.
And take it home. Well, go ahead and give your opinion.
I believe that there's consequences that needs to happen, because if the little boy if he's not punished, then he will continue to do the things that he's doing. We didn't see the video before it started rolling. I didn't actually see in the video where he snatched the little boy off the bike. Did they show that? Because my eyes didn't see that.
So you don't believe he did?
Oh, I believe they took him off the bike.
No, it's not in the video.
I don't know
not
if
in that clip.
I don't know if they snatched him off the bike. And he said he didn't do it. I think he lied. I think he did steal the bag of chips. I agree with what you said that the men in the video offering to pay for it is not a good thing, because there needs to be consequences. And the officers, I think that is part of their protocol, that if a child is doing something and stealing or something, and they choose not to file charges against them, instead of them taking them to the precinct, they take them home to their parents and tell them what happened, and then their parents disciplines them. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Now, this is my point. The only reason why it's a problem because they're white.
Yeah.
This is why I say you have to police yourself. Because that was 3 black male officers that came up to the little boy and said, "Man, get off that bike and get in this car. Your mama, you taking him to your mama's house." Because they live, and this is
they
not
don't
just,
trust them.
This is not just any black cops, by the way. Cops that actually live in the neighborhood
and that know the people in the neighborhood.
These cops, they gotta go home. They got families. They don't live here, so they look at it like, I'm policing y'all. I'm not here to protect you. I'm here policing you.
Yeah.
If you got 3 black male officers who actually give a damn about the community, because not all officers we're gonna show is good officers. We know there's a lot of coons that become cops.
Yeah.
And definitely go out of their way to make sure they prove themselves to them other people. But if that was 3 black male officers that live in the neighborhood, they would have handled that situation totally different. First off, they would have knew his name. It would say, so-and-so, get off the bike. What's his name?
Well, that's the police officer's job, is to develop a rapport within the people within the community. But unfortunately,
they can't. It's impossible for them to build a rapport when they looked at as the enemy immediately on both sides.
Exactly.
They look at them as the insurgents, and they look at them as occupiers.
Yeah.
So they don't even trust each other. That's why you got to get them out of the neighborhood and police yourself. Obviously, you don't believe it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. When we get the hell up out of here, it's gonna happen.
But that's the whole point of this whole me showing this. Even the part with, I see these people, and let me say this. This is a bit of self-reflection. Whenever I have opinions and solutions to things, what's the point of a solution if you don't act on it? So when I say stuff, I'm not critiquing necessarily. I'm just giving my point of view. Because you see people out doing things, and then you say, "Man, why you do that? Why you ain't do it this way?" It's like, well, you're not doing nothing. I'm not building no security force, so I can't criticize somebody for joining the police armed force. If they decide to join the police force because they feel like that was the best way to protect their community, if somebody created a security force, then they would join it. So that's just me saying, I'm not doing this, so I'm not gonna put it on somebody else. They should do. I'm just saying that's the solution that I have.
Somebody gonna say, then you
get off your ass and you do it.
Yeah, get off your ass, find a black community and police it.
Yeah, so I'm saying that as a solution. I'm not critiquing anybody who decides to join the police force. I mean, I want to go here. Little thing. Now it's funny how everything we look up all of a sudden links to where you're at. It's just crazy.
Yeah, this article,
more OPD police chief and finalists, more problems. Now this man here, 2 of the City of Olympia's 3 finalists, the City of Olympia in Washington, for the chief of police department have been named as legal action of referencing hostile workplace issues, and 1 has been sued over allegations of racism and discrimination. Finalist Kenton Buckner, police chief in Syracuse, New York, has been named in several legal actions in his 28 years of law enforcement he had previously had, which worked in Little Rock, Arkansas, and Louisville. He was sued last year by the Syracuse police officers for racism and discrimination. Buckner has denied the claims. When he was in Little Rock, he was among those on the police force who were sued over allegations of the officers were subjected to hostile work environment and discrimination. The city later settled the lawsuit to court. When he applied for the job in Syracuse, a blog called Bad Little Rock posted this regarding Buckner. Ms. Bliss is the deputy chief. So that's the point I want right there. Somehow, you have a black male police chief being accused of discrimination.
Who was he discriminating against?
That's the question I had.
Black
Was it a
people.
white officer?
No, it was black.
So you think,
yes.
How is it possible that the black police chief...
Didn't you say he's from Olympia, Washington?
No, he's trying to get the job in Olympia. He's working in Syracuse right now.
Well, he's at a perfect place because there ain't that many black people in Olympia.
Yeah.
If he discriminated only against
ain't that many of them.
Black people.
How the hell you a black police chief getting accused of discrimination? This is why I was saying not all black cops are worth a damn. There was one, the woman who lost her job for standing up to the cops.
Oh, I remember her.
She won her pension.
Oh, she got it?
She got it back. I can't remember her name, I'm sorry. She got her pension. I might put it out as a post on YouTube if I remember the woman's name. She won her pension. Here she is. Her name is Carolyn Horn. I think this was last year. She finally got her pension that she was denied for stopping a chokehold. So that's one.
That's one.
That's one good cop. There was another. Remember the one in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Who came out against the police force and she was suspended?
Yeah.
Then you had a black dude in Georgia.
No GoFundMe raised for her.
Yeah, but nope. And then you had the black dudes in Georgia. They came out and got suspended.
Yeah, I remember those two.
Why don't we support our cops? That's your cop. Those are your cops right there. These white cops come out, get accused of shooting somebody point blank for no reason. They get $3 million in a
Well, we not putting money on that fundraiser. You're asking why don't we put money on our own?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't got no money though.
They can give people $1 million.
For who?
Stop. I said what I said. But when they say no names, they can give people $1 million.
I think that's a different group of people.
Is it? Those same people talk like they about their life.
Clearly, they not about their life though.
So you can't. I mean, you could have gave her a couple. Could have gave that woman in Louisiana.
Celebrities that always these bleed.
No, I'm not talking about celebrities because they're the ones who donated.
These athletes that are activists like LeBron James. Why didn't he give her money?
Same reason why the ones who ain't celebrities and got millions didn't give her money.
I'm just saying.
Because they be bullshitting.
Bullshit-a-lotters?
They are some bullshit-a-lots. All right, hold on. Let me. Now, the next thing we got to talk about is something we all know is happening. But it's been in North for a long time. Police in your own neighborhoods. This is the man who cracked down the code of LA's notorious sheriff gangs. This dude is the one who proved there are gangs in the police force. Sweeney has built his career as well as his sizable fortune on exposing violent gangs that reside in the other side of the thin blue line. Within the Los Angeles Sheriff Department, those deputy gangs, as they are known. You have what they call them, the LA, let me go to it right quick. You have the LA regulators and the LA executioners.
The LA regulators and the LA executors.
That's the gangs in the police force.
Are they white?
That's a tattoo right there. They police.
They're white? Or they have a mixture of different races?
I think it's a mixture.
Wait a minute. Do you have black people that are in these gangs?
I didn't see any evidence of that. Everybody I saw looked white or Mexican.
And who they targeting?
Who you think?
I'm just asking. Who they targeting?
Who you think they targeting? Who they targeting in every damn state? They targeting niggas. Matter of fact, you remember I saw a documentary on Los Angeles officers how whenever there's a shooting where they kill somebody or gangs kill each other, the cops would take a picture of the body and be sending it to each other in group chats laughing.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They did the same thing allegedly to Kobe Bryant's body. These people are psychopaths. So whenever somebody die, if you have anybody who died in Los Angeles or California even, but definitely Los Angeles, police officers take a picture of their body and make jokes about it in their group chats. They known for,
and that was exposed way before LeBron.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant died.
That was way. That's matter of fact,
and they still doing it.
Yeah, matter of fact, these gangs, they target people. Like they do. They run up on drug dealers, press them for money. They what's the word I'm looking for? Extort. They extort people. They literally sometimes are hired for hits against people. So the gang members would go to this gang and say, kill this person for me. And the cops would do it and get paid like hitman. That's what's in the police force over there. Now, if that's been proven, imagine what's in New York, Florida, Chicago, Detroit, Washington, D.C. What are they doing to those police forces? We hear about all these bodies in Chicago. We know
I already gave my theory on what I think goes on in Chicago.
We know niggas is doing some wicked stuff out in Chicago.
However,
but it's so much shooting.
It's so much shooting that somebody is pretending like they gangs and
We've
going
heard
out. Because if you know there's going to be
shootings on weekends,
over the weekends, that's the area that you should be patrolling highly to make sure these are not happening.
Well, see, this is what happened. When you have people saying defund the police, they use that as an excuse to leave it.
But they could have did that before that.
Well, exactly. They could
have did that before that.
Remember those stories you hear people in Chicago saying that people was leaving guns, vans with guns in the back, leaving crates of guns and stuff? I seen these dudes in Chicago with damn bazookas. That's military grade. How the hell you get a military grade bazooka? Rocket launcher. They got these AK-47s. These weapons are not easy to get.
Well, they said they just go to a train and it's just a whole bunch of guns on the train.
That too. And remember during the riots, they were leaving crates of bricks so they could throw into windows.
The cops were doing. It was proven that a cop
was telling people to riot, and this guy's a cop. Yeah. He's a cop, and then he left, and then his wife allegedly came out and said, "That's my ex-husband. He's a cop." So, if that's going on in LA, you should really understand there's a cancer in all these communities at this point. Once again, my solution: do it yourself.
But how can you do it yourself when you may have some of your own people involved in these things?
Maybe we need to learn how to vet people. That'd be a start.
Sad.
Hold on, let me get to the next one. And this right here is the proof that they just always change the rules at some point. Let me just Mayor Adams wants to grow cannabis on New York City Housing Authority rooftops.
Ain't that low income?
Yes. So
why the low income?
So on the rooftops of the low income homes, he wants to grow cannabis on the roof.
But hold on. He wants to grow marijuana on top of low income housing roofs.
Yeah.
But they're typically the ones that
have been criminalized for weed. So
I told you he won't shit.
So for decades, they've been harassing and sending people to jail for selling and even smoking weed. Now they just changed the rules.
And that's the projects. That's the projects where he want to do that at, by the way.
They changed the rules, and now it's okay. And guess what?
But who gonna grow it?
That's what I'm about to get to. Already, of the people that own marijuana distribution companies, 81% are already white. So after decades of criminalizing the black people, the white people get into it right when it's legalized, and now they already corner the market.
Well, we not surprised.
It's like
it's their system.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I was saying. You can't expect to win in somebody else's system.
That's why you can't expect to have your own.
No, you can't have your own. You can't separate. That's not true at all. We've seen other people separate.
Yeah, not us.
That's my point. We should separate.
Come on, let's live in reality though. You know that it's not meant to be right now to do that.
Why not? Separating? Just getting away from people?
You can get away from people.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm definitely encouraging you to get away from people.
So what the hell? You're not disagreeing with me.
No, you're talking about governing your own self.
No, I'm talking now just getting away from people.
Okay.
That's it.
Where you want them to go?
Amongst each other. You already got a neighborhood that's considered black. Just expand it.
Well, Most of your neighborhoods, you already don't have other races of people that done influxed in, and actually trying to kick you out of that neighborhood.
When gentrify it back. So now they're gonna profit on those same poor neighborhoods. They're gonna put weed in that neighborhood legally now, so they can tax it.
Hold on.
And use you to sell it.
No, you also gonna be buying it too.
Oh yeah.
This is what they do this is the crack.
It's the crack era.
Is the crack era.
And this weed ain't normal weed. I said it when they made it legal. This is not normal weed. Ain't no telling what they putting in it. We've been seeing people smoke it and, allegedly
this is
fentanyl.
just like Walmart. I'm going to pay you a low wage.
And then you're going to
so
need
you can get food stamps and then turn
here.
around and go into Walmart and spend your food stamps there.
So I'm gonna send your granddad, I'm sending your daddy, your uncles to jail for weed. Then your generation, I'm gonna grow it in your neighborhood and you're gonna buy it legally.
Yeah.
From me.
Yep. I told you.
Then you're gonna put in your little rap songs and make it popular.
Adams wasn't shit. I told you he won't shit.
Why you acting like I was defending him? Hello?
What?
Why you acting like I was defending him?
That's your boy. And I'm always
still running with this shit. Public housing in New York City could get a whole lot greener in a unique way under the proposal of Mayor Eric Adams. He's suggesting growing cannabis on the top of New York City's housing authority properties. Adams would need federal approval from the NYCHA housing authority plan to work out. I believe it's a great opportunity for cannabis to grow. Now, they call it cannabis now. It's weed. You've been calling it weed for the longest. Now it's cannabis. Or weed.
Or kush.
Well, that's a type of weed.
Or Mary Jane.
Yeah.
There's a lot of names for.
But now it's cannabis. That's the
proper term for it.
You're not using a professional name for it because we're going to sell it legally. Cannabis to be grown at New York City Housing Authority rooftops with the employment aspect of it. Now they're saying we're going. Hold on.
You already know. I told they're gonna hire him, but they also gonna be buying
you to sell my weed.
But which is what they already do.
That's what Reagan did with crack. He got niggas to sell his crack.
But niggas already doing that, having weed and selling it. But you just want to make it to a way where Uncle Sam can get his cut out of it.
And using the medical cannabis aspect of it, but there's many layers of getting it done, he said Tuesday. And we're going to sit down with the federal government, the federal agency, to see if there's a possibility to get a waiver, how we can get it done.
So they the best sellers, so we gonna put it on top of their roof.
Oh, you can put in your little rap songs too. I'm smoking this type, that type, this type. My housing building got this type of weed on the roof. We got the best weed in the whole block.
And niggas just gonna be stupid enough to fall for it. But you know what? If black people had any sense, they'd be protesting and saying, I don't want you to put that on top of my building where I live. Go take it to Manhattan and put it on top of their fucking building.
Take it to Manhattan. That's who's gonna make all the damn money. Take it to there.
Take it to Manhattan. They got nice little rooftops. They already got the rooftops decked out. Let them fucking grow it on their shit.
Yeah, put it over there.
Don't put that shit in my community. Yeah, don't put it in my community.
Half of J.P. Morgan Robinhood workers admit smoking weed on the clock. Now they can just openly admit in public, yeah, I smoke weed while I'm at work.
And you over my money?
Yeah, that's who running your money. J.P. Morgan employees. Half.
That's Chase. That's the bank Chase.
Oh, that is also the same people who had all that dope when they came over here. A couple tons of cocaine.
Yep, also the same people that they did something to Haiti. Took money or something back in the 1930s or something.
Yeah. No. Yeah. When America went into Haiti in 1910 or something.
Yeah.
And they occupied Haiti to take their gold because they owed J.P. Morgan Bank.
Yep.
So J.P. Morgan said, go get my money.
I mean, they did owe them.
Took their gold.
Took me gold. Haiti's like, where is me gold?
Look at this. Unreal. Black Tennessee
mayor
declares April Confederate history.
I don't know why y'all be having so much faith in these people. I'm not shocked at all.
Mayor Curtis Hayes, a black recipient of the NAACP Diversity Award, signed a proclamation delegating April Confederate History Month in Livingston, Tennessee.
How did he get NAACP Image Award for diversity? What was his diversity pertaining to?
Because he willing to represent everybody.
Well, who was he representing? Because it don't make sense for the NAACP to say diversity
Well, they don't just give awards to black people.
I know they give it to all people of color.
They give white people too.
It's mainly people of color. That's what
they've given it to white people too.
I know they've given Justin Timberlake an award, I believe.
I don't know. During the announcement, Mayor Hayes was joined by 6 white members of his Sons of Confederate Veterans. According to, why would you support the losers? They went against the United States government. They are treasonous. Why would you?
That's what I'm about to say.
That's the losers' flag. Well, that flag right there is not the Confederate flag. That's not really the Confederate flag, but that is the losers' flag. How do you defend the people who fought against the United States government that exists now and allow them to keep existing and carry themselves like it's a heritage to be proud of? Your forefathers were treasonous to this country. Now, regardless of my opinion on it, that's what happened. But, which is no different from this right here. This is one I think you said we talked about this a while ago.
Talked about this last week.
Yeah, Governor Reeves declares April Confederate Heritage Month and Genocide Awareness Month. And we said what genocide he's talking about. You said
the Holocaust.
Holocaust.
Yeah. I don't know how you put the two in the same month.
Well, see, when you say Confederate, people think slavery, racism. So we're going to make it also Genocide Awareness Month. So something quote unquote bad and something quote unquote good.
When I think of Confederate, I think of them going against them battling within for the country. That's what I think.
Yeah, the Southern didn't want they wanted their own banks. I mean, what do you call it? They wanted their own bank.
Which was smart actually because
Well, no. What's their name? What's the Federal Bank? Yeah, they wanted their own federal banks in the South, which would have been great for global bankers. So who you think was funding the Southerners, the Confederates? It's clearly who was funding them.
Who was funding them?
The bankers.
Oh,
the Southerners wanted their own federal banks. Guess who would have benefited from that? The bankers. So who was funding them?
You're saying the Rothschilds?
Yes, the Rothschilds. They were funding both sides.
Well, we know they fund both sides. They do it in every war.
That's who they were getting funded by. So people wicked as hell, boy. All right, next up. Oh boy, Tachina Arnold. We're gonna talk about this across multiple topics. Tachina Arnold, a couple of days ago, made a tweet where she asked a question, honest question: what can we, as black women in America, do to stop aiding in the emasculation of black men in America? You want to answer that first?
No, you can go first.
My answer is nothing. I don't think it's possible for a woman to emasculate a man without him allowing it.
That's true.
And by the way,
however,
when she was talking about emasculation, I believe she was talking about in the raising of your sons, how you're bringing them up. Are you emasculating them as they come up? How are you treating them towards their father, whether you're together or not, in certain situations? But people immediately took it and thought she meant gay.
Yeah. And that's not what she was talking about.
I don't believe she was asking, are we, quote unquote, is this for lack of a better word, gayifying our men? She wasn't saying that. She was saying emasculation. Are you allowing them to be masculine, or are you constantly attacking them for being masculine?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So people took it and obviously ran with it left. I did see Comedy Hype, and Pierre, he was the one who stood solid on that's not what she was saying.
Well, who said? I didn't look at the episode. Who said this? That's
what's her name?
How did they spin it?
Well, what's the woman named Vanessa?
Yeah,
and that's her name. She was very angered about it. She said we just came off Black Woman. We just came off Women's History Month. Now we got to deal with wanting to making black men feel like they're masculine. So she started off rocky. And she was like, I don't believe in this emasculation.
She made it about women.
Basically, she took it as a slight towards black women. Like we're doing something wrong to black men. When Tachina Arnold was asking, what can we do to make it right? She wasn't saying we're reading this wrong. saying, what can we do to help with it? Yeah, it went left. Although I did some way agree with Capone when he was like, a woman, he was like, basically what he was saying from what I got was, can't no woman emasculate you if you don't allow her to do it. It's like, when you say, by the way, that emasculation.
When you speaking from a young boy, she can. You're not a man at that point.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. He was talking about from the adult perspective.
Oh, I totally agree with the adult.
Yeah, Pierre was talking from the young male, young boy growing up.
Perspective.
He was talking like, how do we strengthen our youth to become men, versus they were talking about men being emasculated by women. It's like, that's not, when you're an adult man or male, you're not being emasculated. That's called disrespect.
Pretty much.
You just don't take disrespect.
Not hard.
It's that simple.
Get the fuck out.
Then after she got all those comments, you see here, she said, still reading comments, woo.
Oh, for some of y'all can't say that though.
What?
They can't say get the fuck out.
What do you mean?
They living on the woman, so they can't say those words.
And that's what I'm about to say. If you're living with a woman, at some point, she's going to become impudent towards you.
Exactly.
And she's going to start disrespecting you. That's not emasculating you. That's just disrespect.
But that's why you should be in a position where you're not relying on a woman financially.
Don't live with a woman.
You shouldn't live with a woman. Y'all should be living together.
Or you got to be somewhere else.
When I say living together, that means it's yours just as much as hers.
Yeah, you're paying bills as much as hers.
It's not her house. It's your house. Or hell, she living with you.
Yeah, that too. If you're living with a woman and she's paying the bills, like, there's no emasculation there. There's going to be some disrespectful truth sometimes. That's what's going to happen.
And you know what? She should check you.
Yeah.
Because then the Bible says if a man don't work, a man don't eat.
And that's why they become impudent towards you.
Because in their mind, they know that something ain't right.
Perfect example, the show Insecure. When Lawrence wasn't working, Issa became impudent towards him. She became a little bit more disrespectful. She started looking at him a little differently. That's why she ended up going out with another dude. And his best friend told him, it's your fault she did.
And you know, you have these people say, oh, not everybody is fortunate enough to have a what you would call a loyal person that be with you through thick and thin. They're willing to wait for you to grow and to establish yourself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not really how things are.
That's not how things are at all.
How things are at all. When you're stepping into a relationship, you should already be established.
Yeah. I'm going to show this clip here of a possible, what people are calling a certain level of emasculation. Perfect. Will Smith. How Jada treats him in public. That ain't emasculation. That's disrespect.
Yep.
Well, that's another person I was thinking of before that. But I'm going to show another one here with DJ Envy. He and his wife came out recently and gave too much information. Please end the black couples giving out too much information. I'm going to show this clip, though.
I don't know if they're black.
I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative.
Is that not a gut punch when she say that?
When she said she didn't feel it. How you don't feel it?
Now, I don't know what she was talking about, the ending excitement.
I think she's
or
talking
the
about
entire point of it.
I think when she says she don't feel it, I think she's emotionally detached from him. Like,
that ain't what she's talking about. It's talking about sex, dog.
Oh, I took it as because he cheated on her emotionally, she don't feel it.
Nah.
Not that she don't feel it,
She
but
said she's never had one.
Before that happened?
Watch.
So yes, I was faking it.
We got into like a argument, and then she was like, well, you know, I don't be having an orgasm. She didn't say it in that. She speaks way more eloquent than I would have. And I was like, what? And she was like, I don't. I'm like, no, yes, you do. I hear it. Like, yeah, and then she was like, no, I'm faking it. I'm like, every time? And she was like, yeah.
Then why be with somebody? Why be with him?
Now, how many kids they got?
They have kids.
But she said she's never had an orgasm.
With him.
Now, this to me seems very vindictive of her. You cheated on me First, I'm gonna drag you around in public and make you tell everybody you cheated. Once again, it's not emasculation. It's just look. There's a certain
painting
level.
her as totally different.
There's a certain. I personally feel if you're with somebody who cheated on you and you say you forgive them,
you're supposed to.
That's between you and them. There's no apology, no public apology. There's no apology tour need to be going. If you start making somebody go out in public and admit to what they did, you're trying to shame them now. It's not even about you forgiving them. You're trying to make the people publicly view them in a negative light. Just end it. So when she had him going around in public saying what he did, they'll let you know what was going on right there. And now in interviews, you're telling the world that you ain't never had you at least at that point, you weren't even enjoying the sex with your own husband. This isn't emasculation. This is just disrespect.
I don't know what to tell him.
Tell the young lad.
He ain't no young lad no more though. So she ain't get it while they was young, then I don't know what to tell her.
Oh Lord. Now I'm gonna show this. And this whole situation right here is about controlling your narrative. So
bad and bougie.
A Caucasian, this book right here, a white author's book about black feminism was pulled after social media outcry. The book, Bad and Bougie, centers on black women's experience, but critics said it was written by a white professor and was flawed in its execution.
When did she write this book?
Let me see here. The blurb for the book, Bad and Bougie, toward a trap feminist theology, says that it engages with the overlap of black experience, hip-hop music, ethics, and feminism to focus on a subsection known as trap feminism.
So she got inspired by the Migos' Bad and Bougie song?
I think she was more inspired by that term, trap feminism. I've heard that before.
What is a trap feminism? I'm thinking about trap music.
That is the academics trying to get the hood audience. So it's got to be honest, the black people, particularly women who go off to college and go into academics and get this ideology of feminism, anti-patriarchy, intersectionality, they've been trying for the longest to get the girl in the hood to share their ideology. Because when these people get around those girls in the regular neighborhoods around black people, they look at them like they're crazy. When they start talking about your oppressor as a black man, they look at them like, what? And the conversation don't last long. So trap feminism.
Get away from my old lady.
Get away from her, you skeezer. So trap feminism is them trying to intersect the hood with the academic, trying to convince the hood girl that, hey, that rap music you listen to, they're objectifying you. The term, for instance, bad and bougie. My girl bad and bougie.
They ain't objectifying you. You claim they don't have you in the videos no more, so they're not even talking to you.
And
they're not talking about you.
And that song they did. But that's what trap feminism is about. It's trying to bring in the quote unquote hood element of the black community.
That was stupid.
But the book, written by Jennifer M. Buck, a white academic at a Christian university, was criticized by some authors and theologians as academically flawed with deeply problematic passages, including repeated references to the ghetto. The project was also widely condemned on social media as poorly executed and as an example of cultural appropriation. Is that really a cultural appropriation? Somebody just trying to tell your story for you. But what's the damn difference?
Yeah.
They did it when they had Gloria Steinem out here being the puppet master. I'm just being real. Your whole ideology was given to you by liberal white people. So her writing this book is no different from the one who wrote the book in the 80s. It's the same thing. Only difference is now it's the white face has been put on the book instead of a black one. Or at least the author's got a white face now instead of it being the credit being given to a black one. The incident touched on the larger debate in the world of publishing over when and how, even whether it should be appropriate for authors to write about subjects outside their own culture. So you get the point. Not controlling your narrative. How we allow people to tell our story for us and paint a picture that we don't even want. To tell us our own reality, which is hip hop in general. Who runs hip hop?
Well,
the tiny hats.
White Jewish men run hip hop.
So they're the ones that told you that you a thug. This is how you dress.
Go ahead. Even in the 70s and 80s, they told you that you scrub like a chicken.
They told you that.
That whole, what's it called? Black exploitation.
Blaxploitation.
They told you that's how you act.
When you look at the history that jive turkey, all this
Jive
stuff.
turkey.
Black people laughed at people who did that. You would consider the same way you have people that act overly gangster now, and black people look at them like you're lame. The same thing happened to black people back then who was on some jive turkey, you fool. That was some TV stuff. That was coonery. Remember that interview, Muhammad Ali, when he debated that dude? He made a song. He made a very popular song. I can't think of it right now. He was debating this black dude who had the big afro with the bell bottoms on and an open shirt with a gold chain in front of Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali had his suit on. And they were talking about racism in this country. And this dude, the afro, he was defending white people. And Muhammad Ali was looking at him like, you a damn coon. But he said to him, I'm not going to argue with you on TV in front of these people. I can't remember who he was debating. That was the image of the jive food right there. So they're not trying to redo it. This was the book, and this is the author.
Why she didn't put her face on it? Bad and bougie.
There also, I remember there was a website. I don't. You read stuff and then you forget it, and then something happened and you remember what happened. There was a website that was for black women that it turned out it was being ran by a white woman.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
So all those things this woman was saying that they was agreeing with so heavily, it was a white woman saying it. So let me get to this. Now you look at all these people here. These people are now just saying that they're part of the reparations pledge pact. Well, they signed this pledge, to say that there should be reparations for African Americans. But who runs the movements? When you look at the people who actually run these organizations, it's white women. So at the head, a white woman. Then you got a black woman, a black woman, a black woman, a black woman. And the first thing people say is, the same thing happened when there was a meeting at Howard. Was it Howard that had the problem with the messed up facilities and stuff?
Yes, it was Howard.
And when they had the meeting, it was all girls that showed up. And they said, where's the young men here to talk about this? And I realized a lot of black men just don't care no more. A lot of black men have become so cynics. That's the word.
What's the word?
Cynic.
Okay.
A lot of black men just say it's not any point in doing it anymore. We've already tried it. We were attacked. I'm talking about the quote unquote dominant society. We've had this target on our back so long, I'm just gonna worry about me.
So they allow themselves to be defeated.
Exactly. A lot of black men have been mentally defeated where they don't even try to organize anymore, because when they organize, it is a target. I don't care when nobody when niggas actually organize, it's a target. So they just said, I don't want nothing to do with it. I was paying attention to how many people were running for office, and it's barely any black men. It's like they're just checked out of the system.
Well, you have to say, what's wrong with them that they would allow a white woman to be the organizer and founder of this, and they join it? They would think like,
well, see, that's the point. I was talking about the Democratic Party. We were talking about the Democratic Party and how they placate to black women. It's like, no, it's not that they placate to them. The black man has become obsolete in politics because he's just taking himself out of it. He just said, "It's no point. I'm done." So when you see movements like reparations movements start, and you see white men and white women starting it, they just go get black women to run it, to be faces on it, because they go, we need something to make it valid, so let's go get some black women to do it. Because the black men are just like, it's bullshit.
Some of them.
What do you mean? So, yeah. But let me do that. When you go to their fact section, when you go here, you see it says she has some questions. She said frequently asked questions. She give answers to them. She tried to talk to white people about why they should want to pay reparations and all this stuff. The questions she get asked and all that stuff. But one in particular, It says, I'm confused. Dr. Solidarity states that only a national program of repair can be called reparations. Why are you advocating for community-based reparations? There's now a push for local reparations. That seems like that's going to be a way to almost diffuse the national push.
Yeah, take it off of the
government,
the presidency, and all that stuff.
Make it local.
Make it local.
So,
it needs to be national. It needs to be
exactly. Yeah. While we agree that reparations are due to at the federal level, and that only the federal government can provide substantial vehicle for repair, distinct harms are also being and continue to be committed at the institutional, local, and state level. Therefore, repair mechanisms are necessary at all levels and should be designed to account for specific racially violent, discriminatory incidents, policies, practices of institutions at these various levels.
What about why isn't this portal run by African Americans?
There are many reparation sites that are run by African American led organizations, including NARC and COBRA, ADOS. The portal links to these sites and follows their lead, giving white people new to the concept of reparations as much background as possible on the theory of reparations, plus concrete examples of many innovative ways to make reparations, all with the goal of achieving racial healing in the U.S.
It didn't explain why this website ain't run by African American.
It didn't at all.
And why they always talking about Native Americans.
That's what I'm about to go to next. For some reason, whenever black people come up about reparations, they have to answer this question about...
I'm confused. Didn't they give them reservations, casinos? They recently gave them Oklahoma. They recently passed a law for them. They get a check every month. What more? I mean, the only reparation they really could get them is to get the fuck out of their quote unquote country and leave. That would be the best reparation for them, right?
It ain't leaving though.
I'm just saying that would be
reparations, yes.
Okay, that would be the only reparations left for them. Is for them to take over the United States government and they run the whole country and you leave, right?
Exactly. So I want to show this as well. All right, now here are some of their alliances, as they say. The African American Redress Network, Fund for Reparations Now, the Grassroots Reparations, Denver Black Reparations Council, all that. But you see this one? This is one that caught my eye. The Reparations Project. When you go to this one, it started by a white woman and a biracial dude who I believe his father's black and his mother may be something else, I'm not sure. But their history is tied through slavery, apparently. His ancestors were enslaved by hers, I guess. I don't know.
And they got together?
No, they're not together. They're not together. But you see here, we tell our story because our past is the story of many descendant families in America, and because our current journey of acknowledgement, reconciliation, and closure is the story of too few. But this is not just a story of Sarah and Randy or even our two families. The Reparations Project exists because so many other individuals stepped up to take action and walked with us to help us heal. Love is an action, never simply a feeling. When I saw that, I already knew what it was. When I saw that Bell Hook's name, I said, oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. So, just being real, I'm sorry. When I saw that,
Bell Hook got a hold on you.
When I saw that, I said, this is bullshit. Now, see, this is the dude, these people that I work with. But when I went all the way down, if you say you want to donate, right, and you go down, you have to contact her. That's the white woman, Sarah Eisner.
Sound like another.
To me, it seems like somebody trying to.
Sound like another scheme, like the woman was collecting money for the Minnesota dude.
Yeah, and it turns out they were working together, and then they try to trick him.
No,
they tried to trick him, and then he had to expose they were working together. It's another one.
The one that got shot by the police officer.
And
she asked his mama if she could start a donation. Start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And then she ended up taking the money.
Yeah,
he only gave $10,000 and the rest can't be accounted for.
He gave $80,000 and kept $200 or something like that. Or 100 and something thousand.
Yeah.
Or 220. I can't remember the number. Now, she said right here, for those who like to pay redress of $250 or more, we invite you to join our partners in healing for descendants, families of enslavers, We invite you to join the Senator's Circle by donating $1,000 or more. Now, hold on. So, are they trying to tell people, donate us money for reparations?
And who you gonna give it to?
There you go.
Because the whole point of the thing is to give it to descendants of slavery. So, what are y'all basing y'all information on to give this money? Y'all need to stop the bullshit.
And this question right here. I am African American and I need financial help. Can you assist me? And it's like, while individual requests for assistance are beyond the capability of the platform, we recommend posting a request on Natasha Marion's individual reparations site, reference request and offering. So they just asking for money like they're a charity, but it's supposed to be for redress and reparations.
Anybody that give their money is, I don't think it's too many white people give it. That's what they're asking to get money, white people, right?
Tell white people to give money. Now, this is the board of Jubilee Justice.
Oh, she's a dyke.
No, once again, white men, white women, and black women.
No black men. No,
the black man has completely taken himself from being the leadership in his community.
Look, that's what a black man doing. That old man doing, walking away.
Like, I'm done with it.
He said, "I'm done with it. I've been on this long road, and I'm getting off." He said, "I mean, with the bullshit."
While y'all falling for the bullshit, I'm on.
I'm gone.
I'm on one. See you. But yeah, this is not emasculation. A lot of these times, the black man has taken himself out of things. And when he is in a situation where he's quote unquote being emasculated, it's just disrespect. It's up to you to get it together, to fix it. Because otherwise they're gonna do this.
Here go the rainbow shit.
They're gonna do this right here to you. When I saw, once again, why do they put this behind? This is a reparations website. This is how they take your lineage, take your history, take your narrative, and bastardize it. How long before they turn reparations into a race base, into a minority base? Anybody who's not white should get reparations. They're trying to break it down from a national level.
What you mean? They're already doing that.
And bringing it to the local level.
Hell, we watched a video last week where California, they had fucking Hispanics at the damn church. They having a meeting about reparations, and they got Hispanics in the church talking about they in detention centers comparing their stuff to the prison pipeline stuff. They are already doing that stuff.
That too, yeah. Yeah, they compare being deported to the prison.
That's why I told you, when New York have their reparations, don't even go on there because they giving it to everybody.
I don't believe that.
Shit. You know, the singer Coco, she was asked a question, have you ever dated outside your race? She said, does a Puerto Rican count? I would say yes, a Puerto Rican counts for you dating outside your race.
Well, was he black Puerto Rican or?
If she had to ask the question, and that
means he clearly was.
He didn't look. And then the person you're talking to said, I think they would be considered black. How is that possible? So that's why I said, let New York be. I'm not even going to say a word about it because I already know how it's going to turn out. They're going to give it to everybody.
I don't think so.
Shit.
I don't think so. Now,
well, I'm glad you have that much faith in them because I don't.
The video, Black Lives Matter, the video of them at the in front of the house is being re-uploaded 2 weeks ago. So somebody got the video and re-uploaded it. They said they put it on private, but they was able to get it. And when I listened to the video, I realized how much they didn't say nothing.
Do we want them to listen to the video to hear them say nothing?
I don't think so.
Just put the link in the.
I'll just play a clip.
The weird part for me was they had George Floyd's name in the title.
Yeah.
And they never said anything about George Floyd.
They talked about themselves and what they went through, how hard it was for them.
They never talked about George Floyd. So why did you put this? You use this man's name just to get views.
They use his man's life to get money. Let's talk about that first. They use his life, his death, should I say, to get money.
They didn't talk about nothing.
Like, all they did talk about, I'll go like this. This woman here, she talked about Melinda,
who is biracial.
Mm-hmm.
Her father is a Jewish.
Yeah.
But Why they always Jewish?
Because it's what they always is. So this woman here, she talked about how the work she did, quote unquote, the work she did in Los Angeles, or where she lived, where she would get somebody, a DA out of office. She talked about how hard it was for her and how the last year's been so tough, but she's glad they did it.
She's a fucking Marxist. That's what her family line is.
And she pretty much brought out how she was in hiding and scared, and how they were nobody before, but now they're so well known and people care about us now. It's like,
oh, and Alicia, she said, oh, we were doing all this and people didn't want to be activists, but now they walk up to me and they're like, I'm an activist, blah blah. And she's like, oh, you are? Like that's a like a slight.
Like she's making the point that we started this.
No, you're not. What all those old black people that be going on these platforms and telling a story, they probably would look at you like
crazy.
You saying somebody not you ain't done shit.
Like she said that she didn't even go to none of the marches or
and
riots.
They were like, you didn't. So I was like, y'all don't keep in contact with one another. You don't speak to one another for over a year.
So it sounded like they only make public appearances with each other,
which is typical. I don't like you, but when we got to sit down and talk, we'll do it.
Yeah, let me play a small clip just to give you an idea what they were saying.
Brings up all this stuff for people, right? And y'all, I don't have to tell y'all, but it brings up a lot of stuff for people, and they lay it at your feet and go respond to it. Yeah. I'm like, I'm just minding my own business. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I'm trying to stay in my lane, and I'm trying to mind my business. Yeah. Like, why are we prone to this? Yeah. So it just forced me to like take it serious, and I'm so glad. You know, I started riding my bike all the time. I love me some Pelly. Yeah. You know, so I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling like we're winning. Yeah. We're winning. We are winning.
How do you know we're winning?
You know, girl, we've changed this conversation so many times. Yes. And I know we're winning because it's not just a cultural shift anymore. Yeah. It's it is driving new conversations about rules and how the rules are being made and who's making the rules and what the rules are and why they are that way. And I know it because we've been in 8 years of these conversations now. Right. And that's a good thing. I think sometimes people feel like, you know, I've used this metaphor with you before, that like change is like a snack machine. So like you put your quarter in and you press like B6 and you get your Snickers bar. Right. It's not like that. Yeah. You know, there's lots of, sometimes the thing gets stuck. Sometimes it gives you the wrong thing. Yeah. Sometimes you know.
All the shit falls out
and you're like, ah, jackpot! Right?
Jackpot.
That's what the money was. Jackpot, look at them teeth.
Pearlies. But
well, not in the bag.
Here's the thing. I come to a different idea. No one should be mad with these quote unquote founders of Black Lives Matter.
Why?
Because it's not their fault there wasn't something in place that protected people.
You should be upset that they exploited.
Wait. A scammer can only scam people who are able to be scammed. Mm-hmm. The NAACP didn't do shit. All these organizations that's supposedly created to protect black people didn't do nothing. So another scam group came along and scammed. If there was something in place that was built by the people, real leaders in the community, Black Lives Matter would not have made it to where it did. And it only made it where it did when George Floyd died. That's when they became Black Lives Matter. Before that, they were a slogan. No one really cared. People rallied and said the name, but no one really cared. It wasn't until George Floyd and when they got all that money that people start saying, well, oh, they frauds. Because before that, people were saying they were frauds before. They were called sexist. They were called haters. They were told to go build, as they say. If you criticize somebody who's doing something, like trying to build an organization like this, they'll say, well, you go build one. Well, they're right. If somebody would have had a proper organization in place, they wouldn't have been able to exist. That's my point of it now.
You should be upset because they exploited the black
scammers gonna scam
black community, and they were black themselves. So you should be upset.
Scammers
should be very upset, and you should hold them accountable and not forget.
I didn't say that. I didn't say you can't hold them accountable. I'm saying you shouldn't just be angry with them. You should also point out why they were able to make it to where they are. Because there was nothing in place that was built to do it correctly. It was empty. I mean, what they were doing, ain't that the point of NAACP?
Well, they need to go. The
That's
Black
my
Caucus,
point.
they need to go.
That's my point. The Black Caucus, NAACP, which is built by some Jewish people, Black Lives Matter, which is started by some Jewish people as well, it's all useless. We haven't built something to protect ourselves. We allow other people to come in and fund stuff from the outside and tell us how we should feel. To tell us a solution rather than us giving our own.
Get her teeth off the damn screen.
Travis said, fuck them. That's my new, the way I look at Black Lives Matter now is they only exist because they were allowed to.
I look them as people, black women who extorted the community, and I'm going to hold them accountable, and I ain't letting their ass get off the hook. That's how I look at them.
It's like that, huh? Well, I got got some more people for you to hold accountable.
Man, that's a Tamika Mallory, and that's Al Rivers Charleston. That's his fucking organization.
That's the CBC.
The who?
Congressional Black Caucus.
No, that's his organization.
I know, but that's who's there.
Oh.
So watch this. This is them dancing. This is what they're doing. So while other people are sitting in front of $6 million homes celebrating the death of somebody as an achievement, other people are holding hands and dancing in celebration of something.
Negro spirituals.
We shall. We're in 2022, and these people are saying we shall overcome.
No, this is just mockery. That's what this is.
Do you know that song when I was younger was just a song? But listen to those lyrics. We shall overcome someday. Not now. We're not going to do something to do it now. We'll do it someday. It'll happen.
Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Good.
What is the point of this video?
What you mean?
Why they upload it? They showing that the Black Caucus is singing "We Shall Overcome." They ain't doing nothing.
Supposed about building unity, ain't it?
Oh,
that's what your leaders are doing.
The leaders ain't doing shit.
This is what I saw here. I said, "This is a great little. This is great."
Are they going to do it though?
Disband the Congressional Black Caucus. Who needs a caucus that doesn't represent you?
Exactly.
Remember when we went to the Black Caucus website and they had black and minorities?
Yep. And we went to
the Hispanic one. They said Latino.
We went to the Native American.
They said Native American. The Congressional Black Caucus Twitter is constantly tweeting stuff about Native Americans and Hispanics and immigrants. They be like, "You're a Black Caucus."
You know what? You could say before, "Oh, we included them because, they didn't have their own caucus." Maybe that's what they did maybe 40, 50 years ago. Clearly, they have their own caucus.
They can defend
AOC, big ass teeth, is with the Hispanic caucus. They're well established. They have their own stuff. Take that minority shit out of your description and get rid of it. They have their own stuff. I don't understand.
I'm gonna play one more video. This is a good one. Did you watch this one yet?
No, I was waiting for the video.
You're gonna enjoy this one. This man was speaking truth back in the day.
Black man's powerlessness. Black people don't have any power. Abernathy and Jesse Jackson can wrestle from here to Los Angeles. They're still not dealing with power. Black people are powerless. They've been put outside of the whole white power structure, and all the organizations, the NAACP, Urban League, SCLC, National Council, Negro Women, all of them are talking as though black people have power. black people don't have any power. Unless we can begin to build black institutions and realize that we're dealing with a power struggle for survival, all these organizations are leading us straight to hell and genocide. And Dr. Abernathy ought to understand it couldn't be a power struggle because neither one of them have any power. NAACP has no power. Urban League has no power. No black organization, no black people in America have power. They're fighting for survival from a powerless position, flat on their back, begging white folks, and that was almost the tenor of the Muslim position. They were begging white folks, please sell us some land, give us some land, let us exist. White folks are good. That's a self-hate kind of thing that black folks find themselves degenerating into because black people have no power and they have to beg white folks to give them whatever they want. Now, I say black people and black Christian nationalism says we have to approach the whole problem in terms of power. Black people have to begin to build institutions. Every institution that exists belongs to white people, was built by white people, and serves the interests of white people. And for black organizational leaders to be sitting there talking as though they have power, as though they represent something. We want to represent everybody. We want to bring everybody together. We want to build a beautiful America. We don't want to build no kind of beautiful America. We want power for black people, and we're going to have to fight for it. It demands confrontation and the willingness to do anything necessary to get power. And we got to take it away from white people. White people are not going to give black people anything. Politically, economically, or any other way, black man is no longer necessary in America. And the white man is hell-bent on genocide. So we have to understand we've got to build institutional power to deal with the white man who has decided to destroy us.
You hear what he said? It's the truth. Right now in the modern age, the black man is not useful.
Yeah.
Even if he building, it's not about whether or not he's useful as far as being intelligent, being able to build companies, make people money. They don't want you. You are a threat. Remember that movie with the one from Living Single?
Alexandra.
What's that name of that movie that they played in from Blumhouse? Where there was an end time, something happened, and they ended up having to go to this white dude's house to survive. The whole movie was about the black man left his kingdom to go to another man's kingdom, and what was happening was always going to happen. I don't need you, I just need the women.
Yeah, he made him leave and the son.
Yes. I don't need you and your son. I just need the women.
The point of that movie was he should have never left his home.
That's the point.
He should have stayed and fought in his own kingdom.
And that movie was real deep. Well, I'm not even getting to that movie right now because we could do a whole breakdown of that movie. It was tight. I ain't gonna lie.
I think it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I didn't like the end.
We need to look up the name of it.
American Refugee. Let me tell you something. As a black man, when you watch that movie, you're gonna grit your teeth. There are certain points in that movie where you're going to grit your damn teeth, but you need to watch it.
It was a pretty good movie.
The end is kind of whatever, but the
end is designed to be what the society is, which is to lead with
When you watch that movie, it's a lot of microaggressions and macro.
Yeah.
Very obvious. Some of the stuff is subtle. You should watch that movie. But yeah, it's never necessary to have outside men in your kingdom, ever. Especially when you believe they're a threat to your women, whether that be violence or just sexually, just mating, regular mating. That's just how it goes. They don't want you here. They don't want you to be part of this institution. They don't want you to be a true competitor in the system. That's why they'll make sure they don't give you certain scholarships, loans, certain things you can't get that they can get. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and skip this part. We don't need this. Should we do this one? I'll just show this one. We're gonna just go through this one. All right. 2-parent households are on the rise.
They let the black woman report on this?
Yeah. For the first time in years, the number of 2-parent homes hit 70% according to the U.S. Census. As family structures have changed and become more inclusive, the number of 2-parent households has been decreasing over time, but a slight reversal may be tied to the downturn in the economy. It's expensive to raise a child, according to the USDA. A middle-income married couple is expected to spend $233,000 to raise a child up to 17 years old. Many parents can't afford to do it alone. There have been a slight reversal in recent years towards more kids being raised in two-parent families, said Professor Brad Wilcox, a sociologist from the University of Virginia. According to Wilcox, the upward trend in two-parent households started during the Great Recession. Americans have become realized that some level of having a stable family and having a marriage as an anchor for them and for their kids is particularly crucial in a day and age when there is so much financial instability. In 1968, 85% of children under 18 lived with two parents, regardless of marital status. By 2005, that number dropped 67%. Wilcox says the largest increase is among African American families. There is a narrative out there that black families are more fragile at times, and that's certainly the case. But there are trending now more rapidly than other families in the direction of family stability, which I think is both striking and encouraging. Researchers are not sure if this is a trend or a reaction to the Great Recession and now the pandemic, but Wilcox says the impact of two-parent households could be far-reaching.
Mm-hmm.
Is that some decent news?
They only came to the table because
the pandemic. I ain't got nowhere else to go.
It's cold out here in these streets.
Tennessee passes bill to require drunk drivers to pay child support if they kill a parent.
They don't go to jail no more. They pay child support. Or they don't go to prison.
I guess the bill is named after the daughters of police officers killed in DUI hit and run. So if a person is charged with DUI and vehicular homicide due to intoxication, they have to pay child support to the children of the deceased.
So they don't go to jail.
Well, this woman still went to prison for 11 years, I think.
So she get out, she got to pay?
No, it says that she's going to have to do it until they're 18, until they graduate high school. So I don't know. I guess you won't be going to prison, or you will be in prison and still paying child support.
How you going to pay child support from
prison? You got to work in jail.
But you make what, $2 on $2?
Send it to him.
Man, I say keep that shit.
But I was thinking, like, how far? Okay, I'm not necessarily against this, but what about an accidental? What if I'm sober and somebody accidentally kills me in a car?
It says drunk drivers.
I know what I'm saying. That's how it starts. But would it go to any crash, or is that not possible? What about if I'm on some other drug? What if I'm smoking weed or meth? Am I still held accountable to the children?
I think that if you're doing meth or you're under any type of substance.
Pills? It says just drinking. So
I think it's going to fall under that if you're on a type of substance like meth or cocaine or marijuana or something that you're not prescribed to have, pretty much.
No, even some stuff you are prescribed to have. The lawsuits them came out. A lot of them drugs they had them taking, they knew it was going to make people addicted, and they didn't care. So that still kind of goes with it. But let me show this. All right, did you see this one?
Yep.
Water is a human right. City of Jacksonville still in dire need of infrastructure help to fight water crisis. How the hell?
Wherever black people are.
It just so happens that the black neighborhood, it just no water.
And this is where again?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville is in.
I'm sorry, Jackson. It says Lauren Bertram Roberts walks 3 miles down.
This is Mississippi.
Yeah, nearly.
Where was that other place where they had the sewer problem at? That was in Alabama.
That was Alabama, yeah. But they didn't have a sewer system, and the woman was so embarrassed.
So wherever black people are, they don't have a.
Hell, look at Flint.
That's what I'm about to say. We talk about Flint
but
all
Flint
the
ain't
time.
Flint,
not that they should be not talked about.
Yeah, Flint is not the only one that got that type of water, by the way. It's just the most one that became revealed first. But a lot of cities got that type of water. The woman I was talking about earlier that sued the police, she was suing because of lead poisoning. So,
which means they need to update they.
Didn't I tell you America's infrastructure is shit? It's terrible. That's why he had an infrastructure bill come out to try and act like he was addressing it when he wasn't. Austin plans to pay low-income residents $1,000 a month in Texas's first basic income pilot.
Austin?
Yes.
That's a white area.
I don't think so. That's a lot of black people I know from. You heard
from
about
Austin, Texas?
A lot of black people from there too, I think. Yeah.
Most black people come from Houston.
No, a lot of black people in Austin too.
And a little bit of Dallas. I don't know too many black people from Austin.
There's some black people from there. August is getting ready to become the first city in Texas to roll out a guaranteed income program. The pilot.
It says
go ahead.
Only 85 low-income residents. So 85.
Exactly. I'm about to say.
You think 85 of them are black? Okay.
The pilot will give a group of about 85 low-income residents $1,000 per month, equivalent to about 1/3 of the city's median income for 1 year. Is this their way to convince the public to get addicted to government money even more?
I think they're doing the same thing when they talking about giving women
money
checks.
Yeah, in Georgia.
This is what they get ready to roll out.
Now they're trying to give it to transgender people in California.
This is what we head into.
So they're trying to make you rely on them even more.
So all you people who don't like having a job and living off the government, it's like, damn.
Like, damn, my nigga.
This would be a perfect system for you. Because I don't like nobody to give me shit. I like to go work for it and get it, because then I can talk shit to you and tell you where the sticker where the sun don't shine. But when you giving me money and I'm not going out working for it, I can't say shit.
Look at this. Now, while that's happening, Biden announces another $1.3 billion in aid to Ukraine. Now, he just gave them $800 million last week. Then he gave him another $400. Now he's giving them 1.3. Every week he's giving.
But we don't have
no money.
We don't have money to give a fourth stimulus check.
I started thinking, is he giving in his money because they got something on him?
Yes.
And he's using this to protect Hunter Biden?
Dude, we know that, and we know it's not only just that. We know that the Ukraine is going to become big Israel.
Yes.
They're getting all this money together.
This how Zelensky says Ukraine needs $7 billion per month to make up for losses caused by invasion.
Then go get a job.
Now, for the last month, a lot of Americans have been pro-Ukraine. Oh, Ukraine. Now?
Not a lot of people.
Now, I'm going to say a good portion of American society has been pro-Ukraine.
You got white people who which Black Lives Matter, they won't answer for donations.
No.
They would just like support Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
You got more white people that's upset now seeing this donate to Ukraine than they was the Black Lives Matter thing. They're like, I'm fucking tired of seeing it.
This man is saying he needs $7 billion per month. And you go, oh, they really gonna give this man? To me, and I asked this question, it seems like they're using this money to build up Ukraine.
They are the most
under the pretense of a war.
They are the most greediest.
Don't say it. Because you know what? Let me just say this.
They are so money hungry and driven. It's so sad when you have gold in your damn last name or silver in your last name. You always have something that relate to
money,
some type of shilling.
Worship it.
These people are just. Farrakhan described them perfectly.
They try to get him up out of here too.
As to what he thought they were. They be in the wood.
Look at this. $1.3 billion to Ukraine, $1 trillion in weapons to Afghanistan, $300+ billion spent on illegal aliens a year for housing and living expenses, $2 trillion a year in failed climate change projects. But for some reason, when it comes to black reparations, they can't pay what
a study. We need a study.
We got to study
a task
it first.
force.
We got to study it first. Yeah, I can just immediately give no
study, no task force. No debating about if other groups of people should be lumped in and get it with you. It's just give it to them.
Now look at this. Oh, what's going on with the Obamas? What's going on with the Obamas? Why Spotify dropped its deal with Barack and Michelle Obama?
How's it hanging, Michelle?
Swing low. The Obamas are searching for a new home for their podcast after Spotify reportedly declined to offer the former first couple a new contract because they didn't make enough personal appearances on the streaming service. So they have a show and they were bringing other people in to talk on their show. And Spotify like, we want y'all on the show. And they're like, we want to get new voices out there. Yeah, we want new faces, new voices. It's not about us. Like,
then y'all gotta go.
We paying you the money. We don't want to see these people. They use that. The money laundering is done. Barack got the big guy got his 10%, so they don't went through. They don't gave him all the money necessary. Barack and Michelle Obama were reportedly in talks with several companies, including Amazon's Audible and iHeartMedia. iHeartMedia, you know who there? That's Charlamagne and them, ain't it?
Oh, he'll be getting some new text messages.
From which one? Both?
The big guy and the big guy. Though the big guy and the bigger big guy.
The bigger big guy. On a deal that would likely be worth tens of millions of dollars. The ex-president and the former first lady, who's co-owned the production company Higher Ground, will reportedly decide on the podcasting platform of choice sometime within the next few weeks. Higher Ground is said to be seeking an arrangement that will allow it to be released shows on several platforms simultaneously. This is their job, is to create. They're trying to distort information now. They're trying to control what's said about them because they've been burned.
Yep.
Obama still got some clout somehow amongst black people, but he's been burned a lot. On the sticking points of negotiation with Spotify was the Swedish company insistence on an exclusive licensing deal. So they're trying to just, they got to spread out their money. And Spotify said, we want you actually on the show. And
we can't do that.
Speaking of Obama and Michelle, y'all know the docu-series came out, or is it a docu-series, or the series came out about Michelle Obama, the first ladies.
She does do that with her lips, though.
It looks terrible.
But maybe Viola just overdid it a little too much.
Little? She looked like a caricature. But just talk with your normal lips.
Which is kind of weird because she's known as being a good actress. So why would this role?
Why did she go above and beyond? Like, what?
Was she
why
told
was
to do that?
Why was the pursed lips so important? You know it looked weird, and I blame the director, not her. By the way, the director is always the person who.
But she's gonna catch the heat though, because she's the actress playing her.
The director's job is to get the actor to play the character. You see it. They can't see how they. She didn't know how she looked. She looked crazy. Let me show you this. And this line that she said in this show was clearly bullshit.
Really? John Edwards have Secret Service? What about John McCain, Mitt Romney?
Probably not.
Yeah. You know why? You're a coon. You're a nigger. Running for president of the United States?
Somebody said she's saying it to a dude that don't even look black. He look Arab.
He do look Arab. That's what I thought. I said, they even got an Arab to play Barack Obama?
It is kind of strange.
No, she shouldn't have did that, Viola. That was terrible.
Yes, yeah, it was pretty bad.
It didn't, and it wasn't very flattering
at all.
Yeah, you shouldn't have did that. I mean, come on, you know better than that shit.
But the series they said was pretty meh, anyway. So
yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she should have. I don't know what was wrong with her. She should have said, "I ain't doing that."
Somebody had to tell her how she looked.
Somebody should have said, "You look a mess, and you shouldn't do that no more."
Yeah. Now, I uploaded this video this week. Practice liars. Man accused of impersonating federal agents compromised Secret Service agents at White House and Vice President's home. So 2 men started a company, what they call it, United States Police Service or something like that. They had the company since 2006. They were giving money to Secret Service agents. They were also they had 5 apartments they were renting out, and they were letting the Secret Service agents do whatever they want to do in those apartments. So that's a lot of money. These were condos, basically. They said these are high-level condos. It's like $3,500 a month in Washington. So somebody was financially backing these people. So who was spying on Biden and Kamala? Clearly they were spies. Some people think they were Pakistani. Some people think they were Iranian spies. Some people think they were Mossad.
I definitely would go to Mossad.
So the second I saw this story, why is nobody talking about the compromised Secret Service agents? First off, they were willing to be paid off. How easy was it to pay them off?
Which means the president's life is not not safe.
Now we're getting to who's the president.
Well, we know who the president is.
Because if I can get that close to Biden, and like what does that say? They clearly don't give a damn about Kamala. They was in her estate, in the vice president's estate. It's like they could have did whatever they wanted to do, and then they were released and for trial. I'm gonna go ahead and show the video here.
A day, and Hyder Ali, charged for now only with false impersonation of a federal agent, should be held as dangers to the community and flight risks. In the memo, they included freeze frames from a video showing Taherzadeh firing an assault-style rifle while wearing a U.S. Secret Service insignia. By allegedly lavishing members of the Secret Service with rent-free $40,000 plus a year apartments, iPhones, a flat-screen TV, and offering one agent a $2,000 assault rifle, the two men allegedly compromised a member of the president's protective detail, a member of the vice president's detail, and two uniformed officers detailed to the White House. A retired FBI agent says the wads of cash raise alarms.
That makes these persons much more a target for being part of a foreign intelligence organization and not just a couple of yahoos that are trying to become friends with law enforcement.
FBI agents seized Ali's Pakistani national identity card and an expired U.S. passport with entry and exit stamps for Iran. They say he told the witness he was connected to ISI, the Pakistani intelligence agency. They say Taherzadeh had a history of domestic violence in Arlington and Fairfax County against his wife and his girlfriend. And they say while that history...
So basically, these dudes were clearly targeting them for some reason. They've been there since 2000. They've been here since 2006.
They weren't the only ones they was targeting.
There you go. They clearly weren't the only ones. How many more is it? They're the ones that got caught.
It's more.
So how many more people are associated with them that they haven't given up and not going to give up? That, it might have something to do with, how, does this have anything to do with what's going on in Ukraine? Possibly? Or they just got caught up?
They got caught up.
Then you got Malcolm Nance, the guy, the black dude who's a former intelligence, formerly a part of U.S. intelligence for over 30 years. The one who, quote unquote, decided to go fight ISIS. Remember that? It's the same dude. He decided to go fight ISIS when he just couldn't take it anymore. Now he's saying, I can't take it, and decided to go fight in Ukraine.
Good for you, sir. Go fight for a group of people that call you monkeys.
Now, is he going to Ukraine to spy?
Maybe so.
Find out what's known about certain things and report back.
She still got her show.
Apparently.
When it supposed to get canceled in April?
I don't know.
Oh. Wow.
So I believe this dude is going to Ukraine to find out certain information. Why would a MSNBC he's associated with a news company. Why would he decide I'm going to go to war? He's an intelligence.
Clearly, he's an intelligence agent.
No, he is. Oh, he was for 30-some years until he quote unquote retired. And you know what they say?
He's not retired.
You know what they say? A CIA agent is always a CIA agent. A spy is always a spy, even when they quote unquote retired. He's been sent to Ukraine to get information. Maybe Biden tired of sending those 800 million and 1.3 billion. Maybe he's tired of sending that money.
Somebody should know that clearly Biden is being extorted for money. Clearly, they have something on him.
I haven't heard nothing about. Has the UK get him some money?
No,
France?
I haven't. Just America.
Germany?
Maybe but America really don't talk about other countries. Just only.
I would hear. I would still see articles.
We gotta look up articles after this. But no, I haven't heard any other country besides America giving up the dough. America has been the only one ponying up the dough.
And some more information came out involving politicians. Hillary for America now intervenes in the Michael Sussman case. Says that the Perkins Coie Fusion GPS communications and work product is privileged. In support, Ruby Mook swears under penalty of perjury that Fusion GPS was retained to provide legal services and legal advice. So now they're admitting they did hire him. Hillary just appealed to have the case with Trump. Trump sued her for he's saying fabricating the Russia story, and she's asking for it to be thrown out. but it's not. So right now, it's not been talked about, but the Hillary Clinton, Hunter Biden thing is starting to mix up a little bit. Now you got Perkins Coie involved with both. And we know
talked
they also
about Perkins Coie last week
with Black Lives Matter.
And they're tied to Mr. Joe Biden.
So
and his son.
This is why you see people like Obama talking about disinformation.
Is it misinformation or disinformation?
He said disinformation. Disinformation is purposely lying. Misinformation is when you say something that's inaccurate. Now look at this. CNN Plus will shut down at the end of April. It lasted for a month. Chris Wallace left Fox News and now he's unemployed. What's their name?
He won't be unemployed for long though.
What's that? Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion, they had a show with CNN Plus. Gone. They had 10,000 views a day. That's it. They apparently they spent upward of almost $1 billion. Some people say 250 million. Some people say close to $1 billion on this, and it's done in a month. So what do they do with those people on CNN Plus? They just move them to regular CNN?
Who do they have on CNN Plus?
I just told you. A lot of the people they didn't really care about was on there, or the people they spent big money on, they put them on CNN Plus because they wanted to build that platform up. There was a woman who left MSNBC, I believe. They gave her a big ass payday.
I wish Rachel, what's her name? Rachel? Oh, she on MSNBC. Never mind.
Yeah, the prior management team vision of CNN Plus runs counter to Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David. I think that's the dude who's I think they say he's a right winger. The Warner Brothers Discovery CEO. So they saying that he also the one who owns Warner Brothers, saying that he's going to change CNN to quote unquote be a news network, not opinions. Just tell the news. So, how many people at CNN gonna be fired? They burned themselves. The last 5 years, they have burned all their credibility. Nobody want to watch them. Unfortunately for them, Trump was in office, so Fox News was able to build and keep what they already had.
Yeah.
But y'all were lying. If you would have told the truth, that would have been fine. But for whatever reason, you lied, and now you burned your audience.
No trust.
And then we get into this misinformation or disinformation. Let me show this. This is what Obama had to say. Let's show a little bit of this. He said, disinformation is eroding the trust in public institutions and threatening democracies around the world. We're working with our Obama Foundation scholars and leaders to combat these forces, break through barriers, and meet their communities where they are. Controlling his own narrative is what he's trying to do.
Let me tell you something. I'm breaking the ice. Don't be quiet when he comes in here, right?
Hey, people. Hey, good to see you again. How are you? Hi, so nice to see you. It is wonderful to see all of you. I've been spending a lot of time thinking just about information, media, how that's affecting the space in which you're working. Social media makes it more complicated.
Social media makes it more complicated. That's why there's a war for Twitter right now.
Yep.
They say it out loud. So they're trying to paint it like, oh, there's so much disinformation on the internet and social media. It's hard to combat this.
No, there's so much truth coming out on social media, like platforms like we have and other platforms.
Yes.
That's exposing what's going on, and you're trying to silence us.
And you can't outright do it because people are already talking about censorship.
There ain't no misinformation.
You have to tell the world that this is disinformation. They really treat people like children. Like you can't discern truth from lies on your own.
Oh, they ain't treat me like no damn kid. Because I know what's up.
People go along with it. They're okay with people kicking people off. If you were okay with Alex Jones being deplatformed, regardless if you think he's a shit crazy person or a dude who said some truth, why would you cheer it on? Just disprove him. You can literally make a video saying he lied. This is the truth right here.
You can't disprove him.
But the problem is when you try to disprove him, you prove him right. Farrakhan, you want to deplatform him when people, you know what happens when you deplatform people a lot of times, especially people with large audiences? People want to see him more.
Mm-hmm.
You deplatform Farrakhan, all of a sudden he go on any type of platform, he getting hundreds of thousands of views, live streams, because people want to see what he got to say. Same thing with Alex Jones. I remember when he came back to YouTube and got on Joe Rogan podcast, he had almost 500,000 people watching him live.
Which means people wanted to see him. I see what he was going to say.
Exactly. So this doesn't help their case.
Than ever. What kinds of things are pressing on you in terms of feeling like how you can get done what you want to get done?
How do you get through the crowd, or what is the perfect channel, and figuring out how to empower other platforms, or
how to empower
those folks to tell their own story.
How to empower those platforms, the ones you want to be respected. So how do I get this platform to always be over this one no matter what?
When did people start saying folks so much?
You see? You notice that too.
I'm just speaking from a personal experience growing up. I did not hear the word folks.
The only time we heard folks was when somebody said, "It's some good folks." Now they cool folks.
But they said people.
They said good people too. They're good peoples. Or they would say white folk. The only time I heard people really use folk consistently when they said white, they say white folk be da 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 da.
I swear it seems like everybody says the word folks. It's like that word. I swear that word wasn't used like it is now.
When I looked it up, it's the same. This is what I looked up when I found out a lot of people back in the 60s used that term and they were Marxists. Same thing, they used to use the term comrade. Comrade is a Marxist term. So when you hear folks, comrade, normally those people are Marxists, communists.
The space to persuade, engage, discuss has changed because of social media. You know,
did he just say it's harder to persuade people because of social media? It's harder to lie because of social media?
But you claim everybody else telling lies on social media, but it's hard for y'all to lie to people because of social media, because people be putting out bullshit.
I swear, man, I swear.
All like right. If you say something, people already done screenshot it and loaded and got that ready to go, and you deleted it, but I already got it saved.
So then you say something else, they should have tweeted. You said this yesterday.
You do the same thing with news articles.
Exactly. All right. Now look at this right here. Remember, last winter, this past winter, Obama said that if you're vaccinated, you're gonna have a good winter, stay protected, enjoy your time. Then he said if you're unvaccinated, expect death and sickness. This is the president of the United States that said this. Then winter came and nothing really happened. The numbers went down actually. Then they just recently started talking about a food shortage like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Biden came out, boom. There will be a food shortage. It's serious, folks. And all of a sudden, you see all these food plants around the country, and this is only in the last month, not even most of them. A lot of these food plants are being burned down and late at night when the workers aren't there. And then you notice in China, there's a lockdown right now, zero COVID policy in China, in Shanghai. And they saying this might affect the global economy and the supply chain. Is it possible that China right now is purposely doing this to strain the supply chain, and somebody in America is burning down food supply plants to strain it even more to put forth this fake food shortage?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Because it's just, these places just burning down. It's catching flame and the whole place is useless. It's not a little fire and you'll be out for a week. It's done.
So that tells you somebody is, yeah.
So we see the resurgence, or at least the attempted resurgence of, of COVID. You're starting to see people talk about it again. Last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of politicians come up sick. And just a couple of days ago, the mask mandates on planes were struck down. A judge said this is not part of the Constitution. CDC does not have that type of power. We don't know how the hell they was able to get away with this. See, so
why all of a sudden they come to the realization that,
you see, yeah,
which is fake too.
Exactly. Battle over CDC's powers goes far beyond travel mask mandate. So the judge said the CDC don't have that type of power. Then the DOJ came out to appeal that decision. So now they're trying to say the judges should not be allowed to make decisions on health. And I'm like, ain't that what Roe versus Wade is?
Exactly. So judges, yeah.
So if Roe versus, if you don't want judges making decisions on health, then Roe versus Wade should not exist.
Then the CDC should be able to say whether you can have an abortion or not, correct?
No. It should be state.
Okay, state.
The judge shouldn't be able to do nothing with that. That should be the state. Then we got to go to this right. So I'm going to go to this right here. This is Fauci. He's still squirming around. He's still squirming around. He said he completely disagrees.
Still down in the sewers.
Judge
He said he's completely disagree with it, obviously.
Catherine Kimball Mizell taught.
Huh?
You know they run the streets in New York too. Be in garbage cans and everything else.
You got people out there hunting them.
Dogs. People stick dogs on those rodents. Like New Yorkers, they can't stand them. They have a video where they have the dogs.
Yeah, they just eat up all your food. They just destroy your whole country. They just destroy the whole.
And then dogs just grab them by and just shake them like.
Those little things just ruin everything, you know.
Tossed out the mask mandate. As you know, do you personally agree or disagree with her interpretation of public health law?
Well, I clearly disagree. I mean, those types of things should be decided as a public health issue by the public health organizations, in this case, the CDC.
Like you said, should the CDC be the ones that decide whether or not abortion is legal or allowed? It's health.
Yeah.
Why is the judges doing that then? So is he asking for that?
This is...
Who, Fauci?
Yeah. He's asking for more power at this point.
Yeah.
A public health matter. This is not a judicial matter. The CDC has the obligation to protect the American public, and they make their recommendations based on science and solid public health information. So obviously...
Look at these people. And I'm saying this to you too. They told you the masks don't... They said it doesn't work. It's on the box when you buy the little blue paper. They tell you in the box, this does not protect against COVID. They told you the cotton mask does not protect against COVID.
You know what they protect me against?
Why are people still wearing them?
It protect me against stanky ass breath. Let me tell you something.
Who breath?
No, let me tell you something. The housekeeping. So now at not my job, wearing your mask, it's optional now.
Yeah.
I ain't had nobody in my face in a while. Now I still have on my mask, by the way.
Yeah, he still wear a mask. Yeah, for some
he don't
reason.
have no mask on his mouth, and his breath was stinking.
How you smell his breath with your mask on?
Exactly.
Are you sure? Hold on. Are you sure you want to smell it? Because a lot of people in the last 2 years with a mask on.
No, you done got used to your breath.
Anybody, you don't get used to that.
My breath wasn't stinking. I know what breath smell like.
But you smelled it though.
Yeah, his breath.
How you know?
Because I know it was his breath. My breath don't smell like that. Everybody has a certain smell that come out of their mouth.
Yeah, stink.
The mask need to stay off.
That's what it smell like. Now look at these fools walking around with a whole face covers.
Yeah, people do that. That's their business.
This is stupid. I don't understand. How do people become addicted to masks? How did this happen?
Because it's like you done bought them now and you done coordinated with what you dress and how you, so.
This is insanity.
And it'd be cold outside.
They said it doesn't work.
It'd be cold outside in the morning. So that mask actually keeps the breeze down from getting on your face too.
Obviously, the CDC will abide by the order of the court because it's a legal obligation. But one of the problems that we have there is that the principle of a court overruling a public health judgment by a qualified organization like the CDC is disturbing in the precedent that it might send.
I don't know how he's still around. How? The highest paid government...
You can't exterminate them.
The highest paid government employee, by the way.
It's hard for them to get them off the streets of New York.
Okay, you keep playing around. Keep playing around. All right, let me show you this one right here.
Man. Types of things really are the purview of the CDC. This is a public health issue. And for a court to come in, and if you look at the rationale for that, it really is not particularly firm. And we are concerned about that, about courts getting involved in things that are unequivocally public health decisions. I mean, this.
Well, ain't the courts the one who upheld the mandates at first?
Yes.
But now you don't trust them because they're striking it down.
Well, they flip and turn everything upside down. You become an enemy real quick when you go against this.
They literally defended the mandates just last year. And now you're against them for saying, all right, this is
Which
over.
tells you it's fake, because how the court's going to defend the mandates, and now they're saying that the CDC don't have the power to say that. So was it not the CDC that was given the power? It was actually the courts that was letting it go through?
The courts was giving them the power, exactly.
Okay.
Because they don't have that jurisdiction to.
But now the courts say they tired of wearing the fucking mask.
That's what really happened.
And they like, we tired of wearing.
No.
masks.
What happened was these the CEOs of these these companies, airplane companies, they sick of it because their travelers are complaining about wearing these things. Their numbers of people flying is down.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even really want to fly.
Do you know how many people the second they struck it down bought a plane ticket?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
The second they announced the other day that it's done, they immediately bought a plane ticket.
I mean, I didn't like getting on that plane before then.
Yeah, but I never had a problem flying.
No, I mean, I just don't like, having somebody that close sitting to you.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I like to be in, the upper room.
The upper room. Boy, I was on first class once in my life. Lord. And what's funny, I was a youngster. And the damn, I got on the plane. And the damn, what do they call them?
They're a flight attendant.
Flight attendant, a black woman, thought I was she said, "Oh, how did you get here?" I said, "My brother paid for me." I was like 13. So my brother paid for it. She said, "Ooh, what does your brother do for a living? He play basketball?" She literally.
You should have said, "Yeah, he how she look?"
She was a dark skinned black woman.
How she look?
Then she was a regular black woman.
Okay.
She said, "Did your brother play basketball?" And I said, "No." She said, "Oh, she just."
You should have said, "Yeah."
Give me your number. I give it. Give me your number. I give it to him.
She probably said, "Really?"
No.
No, she's gonna want to know the name.
Oh yeah, she got
to go look up the stats.
If I would have said the name, he having 5 points a game. I'm good. You gotta at least have 15 for me to care. All right, let me show this video here.
Indemnity. I want to make something very, very clear. Australia already has vaccine indemnity agreements in place, so no doctor need worry.
People who've sadly died taking AstraZeneca, and would you be worried if one of those people, as I understand it, or the family claims wasn't fully informed of the symptoms to look out for?
Well, we're all responsible for our own health. And when it comes to informed consent and giving consent to whatever treatment or procedure you may have or I may have, then I'm ultimately responsible for what people do in their health treatment to me. And there has been the opportunity for people to visit their GP, to have that consultation. The government has provided that and funded that. And the informed consent process provides the decision to the individual. That's the sort of country we live in.
So what he's saying is, we can't be blamed if something happens to you. Even though we made you take it, you took it, you did informed consent. Which is, by the way, that's what the Nuremberg laws. So basically what he's saying is, you already gave consent when you took it. Even though we told you, we hid certain things away from you, we told you what we wanted you to know, you taking it, that was consent.
Well, one country should be able to get their ass. Is it Australia?
That's Australia.
They forced their citizens to get that. They made it mandatory.
That's Australia. He just said, "Nuh-uh, that was consent."
That wasn't consent. He forced the citizens to get that.
That's what he called it.
They were putting their asses in FEMA camps and everything.
Concentration camps, calling it vaccine camps and all that stuff. Yeah, ain't gonna show that one.
Why? I wanted to see that video.
Okay. Now this right here video, gas and oil industry preparing for replacement of the employees who have been vaccinated. The IMF is also preparing for the downside risks associated with those who have gotten the vaccine. So let's listen to it.
So I went back into full-time working in the gas and oil and recruitment sector. And to this day, I am running a global gas and oil recruitment firm. And the reason that this is important is because of what I am seeing as an executive in this industry happening right now as a result of the COVID vaccines. And it's something called succession planning. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. But basically what it is companies need to plan for what's going to happen as their staff move on. Rather, they move up the line, they retire, so on and so forth. And succession planning is something that I help companies with professionally by offering them recruitment services. So they'll come to me and say, hey, we're going to need 100 guys to, staff this rig, so on and so forth. And so we'll provide them that service. Well, what's really interesting, what's happening right now, and it's actually mortifying, not just interesting, is that executives are having their HR staff and their managers, superintendents, foremen, so on and so forth, go through and look at the staff that have received the vaccines. And they're planning to have to replace them all within the next 3 years. What does that say to you?
Hold on. I'm gonna play one more. Oh no, that's it. What do you gotta say?
I'm thinking about a lot of family members that have
can't say it out loud.
Thinking that if that is true, that's really sad. Very sad. Told them not to take that shit.
I'm gonna have to cut it up a little bit, but yeah. I don't know if that's true. That's according to her. But ooh. That's very dark.
If you are a person that specializes in recruiting people and they're telling their HR to go through and every person that has taken count it up, oh, that's how many people you're gonna have to replace. Okay, why are you replacing these people?
That's the question.
They let you know that they think they're gonna be up out of here. Or not, if they're not up out of here,
they're gonna be incapacitated. Maybe.
Exactly. Something's gonna happen.
But yeah, man. Leave out on that note. Got anything else you want to say?
It's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna get better, y'all. Call me what you want to say. I'm just telling the truth. It's gonna get worse. We've gone through COVID for 2 years. Over 2 years, it was COVID, and they still ain't got that. This is a ceasefire right now.
Ceasefire. They literally said that. This is a COVID. They said ceasefire. They use that to describe it.
Now they fucking with the food.
Yeah.
And it just makes you think, what do they got planned next?
And they busting up the economy. They're giving all your money away.
They've been doing. They started busting up the economy with the COVID thing.
No, they started busting up the economy in the 80s, 70s.
I know, but when COVID hit, that really affected the economy because.
Or was that just a reaction to 2008 when it failed? When it was done in 2008, everything else after that has been printing. They've been printing since 2008.
I mean, think of how many small businesses got destroyed because of COVID-19
on purpose. They want to destroy.
Because they don't want you to own anything.
They want you either to be rich or poor, and they know there's gonna be a little bit of rich people and a lot of poor people.
1%.
So a little bit of rich people that are the providers, and the large poor section is meant to be the consumers. Your job is to spend money.
My job is to make that you need to get your life and affairs in order because it's gonna come to a point where you have to choose. Are you willing to lay your life down, or were you willing to go along with this new world order?
Yeah.
You got to make a choice.
But that's that on that. That's your final words?
Oh, Thanks for viewing the video.
All right. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Another week in the books. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.